Welcome to Powerlifting America's 2023 National Championships. In today's session, we have the 83, 93, and 105 kilo classes. In the 83s, it is reigning junior world champion Sean Jin as he clashes with Deuce Gruden. In the 93s, it is return of former world champion Bryce Lewis. And in the 105s, Justin Rogers is looking to make a statement. Don't go anywhere. The action's about to begin. And I am here live with none other than the king himself, Taylor Atwood.
What is going on?
Taylor, I can't believe I was just telling you off air, I have seen you at so many world championships, so many competitions. First time in the booth with me.
That's right.
I can't believe it's the first time, but it's about time. And we got a good one. The 83, 93, and 105 kilo men's division. Obviously, in the 83s, we got a great battle between the reigning junior world champion, Sean Jin, as he takes on former junior world champion, Deuce Gruden, fellow Strength Guys athlete.
That's right.
And you might have a little bit of inside baseball, so to speak, on this one.
Well, not too much, but he's certainly coming in. He's ready. He's going to give Sean Jin certainly a battle, so I'm excited to see what happens. And, of course, the discussion like it was yesterday, these lifters want to not only win these battles, win the titles, but if possible, hit the Carpino one. Now, what the Carpino is in the last 3 years, the total that won the IPF World Championships, it is the average of that. And when you hit your Carpino 1, you make your way on Team USA. The Carpino 1, if you're interested for the 83s, is 825.5. That's a monstrous total to have to hit. In the 93s, 868 kilogram total. And in the 105s, 901.5. Deuce and Sean both conceivably capable of hitting 825.5. In the 93s, we have Bryce Lewis, former world champion in the 105s, cut down to the 93s. You have a little bit of information there. Training is gone very well. According to his handler and wife, Natalie, she has mentioned that he has hit 325 on squat in the gym, so very excited to see that at 93. And then he's looking to hit the Carpino on his second deadlift.
I mean, listen.
What do you think of that?
If he's relatively unopposed, and Chance Mitchell having dropped out, Gavin Aiden's not here, Jonathan Keiko's not here. If no one's chasing, then you have two kicks at the Carpino. You try it on your second. If you miss, because he's sumo pulling, wobble at the top, whatever, he has another shot at it. Now, if someone else was there and pressing, the game kind of changes. You have to change.
That's right, and I think that there's actually a little less pressure on Bryce now. He doesn't have any of that competition. Now, I'm not pushing him, however, not a lot of pressure to make a lot of lifts, so we'll see. Elijah
Morales, 165 for him. Nope. Andrew Sardis, 202.5.
Andrew Sardis is the lifter next to the platform, 202.5 kilos going on the bar. Jones on deck.
And we are going to bounce around between the 83, 93, and 105s. I'll keep you updated as we bounce around between these different weight classes.
So Andrew is coming back from Nationals last year, actually, competing in the 74s with me.
He moved up.
But he moved up this year. That's right. Let's see how he does.
You know, not for nothing, my friend, but there's been some talk of you moving up sometimes from time to time. I just had to get that out the way.
I was waiting for it. Yeah. We got it early in the morning. I like it.
Yeah. And we're not expecting any major fireworks. First lifter Elijah missed his opener, and we're hoping the ship gets righted, and that should do it.
There you go.
202.5 kilos, 445 pounds is good for Andrew. Zachary Jones is coming to the platform next. 205 kilos going on the bar for him.
Zachary Jones, 205. Staying in the 83 kilo class. and it's a little bit of calm before the storm, because as each lifter comes out, the weight gets heavier, right up until we start seeing Sean Jin, Deuce Gruden.
That's right.
And then we get into the big boys.
We can't take too much away from these guys because they've trained very hard. I know, being a competitor myself, you yourself as well, Ryan. So I'm excited to just see if these guys hit any PRs here. But yes, slow start. But I'm excited to see how it goes.
And here's the thing: look at these gentlemen starting up before the gentlemen in contention for the titles. In the next year, 2 years, 3 years, this is how they develop. Mm-hmm. This is like a sneak peek, if you will. Everybody starts somewhere.
That's right. It's also interesting to see everyone's setup.
Yeah, and what's interesting also when you see a particular setup, a pattern, a ritual they do before a lift for the opener, second, and then when things get dicey on the third, if that changes a little bit, it's almost an indication, oh, my man, what happened there? Oh, this is in your head.
That's such a – so I watch that as well. If I'm ever watching a competition, it's like, okay, how do they come out for their first attempt? And then if they do anything different for their third attempt, you know that they're psyching themselves up.
It's different.
But also potentially psyching themselves out. So, and that's what I'm a huge advocate for, is keep everything the same, regardless of if it's your first attempt, warm-up, or your last attempt or third attempt. Keep everything the same.
Luke Janoski, 207.5 on the board for him. LS McLean, two-time open world champion, handling him today. And 100%, look, I was saying at last year's Powerlifting America Nationals, you were coming out cruising towards the total you wanted, and you treated your opener, which was warm-up weight, as though we were at IPF Worlds and you're pulling for it all.
That's right, and that's intentional. That's how I treat every attempt, every lift, every workout. So that way the variables in my control are no longer out of my control.
Right.
And everything looks the same. I treat it the same. So when I get to the heavier weights, nothing changes except how much is on my back or how much is whatever I'm lifting.
Should be no surprises that way. And Jonathan Losa, 220. We're staying in the 83s.
Losa is the reigning N1, Masters 1 national champion.
And going back to your comment about LS McLean, two-time world champ, he's handling someone in the 83s. He was mentioning he might come back.
He last year won Master Worlds, same year as Lane Norton. It was a bit of a flashback to 2015 Worlds.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about powerlifting. We have the age groups, or you can even come back into the open if you're strong enough. There's plenty of stories like that.
That's right. That's what I love about powerlifting.
Yeah, strength lasts almost forever.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good opener there.
85 pounds, 3 white lights, the lift is good.
Nice, clean squat, no major issues. I see him being handled by Arian. Is he a strength guys athlete as well, do you know? Some people.
To be honest, I do not.
No, okay. I think he's just being handled. And some people, again, when you come into a big competition, you reach out to specific people who are good at handling.
That's right.
It's an important aspect. There's another aspect. It's not just do all of this work and prep and then show up and grab whoever, a friend or whoever, to do this.
Yeah. Especially in like a big meet such as nationals, or just if you're in a battle one-on-one with someone, having a handler that knows the. Oop.
Yeah, it takes it seriously. John Tong, 237.5. But you were saying, I actually think this is LS handling him as well. But you're saying, yeah, in a big battle, it can make the difference.
Oh, 100%. You have to know the rules. You have to know everything from a strategy standpoint, attempt selection, putting pressure on the other competitor to make lifts. There's a lot of strategy that can happen into a meet.
It's a nice squat
Strong,
right there, yeah.
Very strong.
Speaking of, big battles and showdowns, Sheffield,
Yes.
a month away.
That's right. 4 weeks.
4 weeks, 4 short ones.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's excited, and it's going to be a battle with layers to it, not just with kilos, but obviously it is based off of percentage of breaking the world record, and you had cruised to just under the world record at the World Championships.
Yep.
So your top end conceivably over that, if all things go according to plan.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to be a whole nother layer of handling. Alex Sider, 240 for his opening squat. You know this young man.
Know him very well. He's a fellow gym friend. Lived with him quite a bit, so I'm looking for him to absolutely demolish this 240 kilograms.
And Alex, he's a young guy, but training with giants like yourself, Delaney Wallace, world champion, junior world champion, Gavin Eden. There's a lot of hope on Alex Sider.
The future is bright.
And how old is Alex? 20?
Yes, 20.
Very young. Got a few more years in the juniors. Makes easy work of that.
Opening attempt, 529 pounds, 3 white lights, the lift is good.
I've seen some of his training. He's hit around 270.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking for him to make some big jumps here. And we'll see.
Charles Williams, 245. We're staying in the 83s.
Loaded for Williams from the state of Mississippi. Give him a round of applause.
From the state of Mississippi.
Big Ray.
This is golf, ladies and gentlemen. You can feel
Yeah, he'll be here tomorrow.
That's right. That's right. I'm excited to see that.
I am insanely excited to see Big Ray. It's been a while since I've seen him lift in person. Nice SBD kit
That's
on
right.
Charles.
The Endure. Shout out Pete.
Nicely done on that opener.
540-pound opening attempt, 3 white lights.
And it's probably a good time to maybe give a shout out to our sponsors, SBD, whose generous support has brought you this live stream, as well as Alico, the beautiful equipment we're using. And there's Sean Jin, the reigning junior world champion. Sean cruised almost to a 797.5 at the Junior Worlds in Turkey. It was a stacked 83 kilo class at the Junior Worlds. Sean emerged victorious, going 9 for 9. It looked like he had gas still in the tank. Here he is today, opening with 272.5 in possibly the battle of his life with Deuce Gruden, a grizzled veteran. I spoke with Sean before the competition started. He said, I'm ready.
We'll see.
We'll see. Wow, okay, well, if that's an indication, ready he is. Ready or not, here he comes. 3 white lights.
Let's go Deuce.
Deuce is up next. This is your teammate.
That's right. I'm going to be biased for the 83s. Sorry, guys, if you're a big Sean Jin fan. I'm going with my dude, Deuce.
Yeah, well, you can be as the co. And there is Deuce Gruden, former junior world champion himself, dating back to 2017. Deuce returning to the platform today, opening with 280 kilos. And Deuce, he operates in darkness, does not post much, leaves everybody wondering where he's at, but last time he hit the platform, 817.5 kilos was his total. His last deadlift almost got it, just barely a miss. And with the Carpino being 825.5, definitely within Deuce's reach. Of course, he's going
Nice
to battle
walkout.
Sean. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that
was solid.
is solid.
First Powerlifting American Nationals. Tongue out. He's ready.
Yeah, he's ready. Listen, if you're wondering where's Deuce at, and he keeps his cards close to his chest, when you hit an opener like that, throw out the tongue and all smiles, okay, game on.
I like it.
I see you, young man, and the battle has begun.
That's right. I can empathize with Deuce on that one because after my first attempts, when I know they're flying, it's like game on.
Uh-oh.
It's over. It's over before it even started.
Yeah, we all know that Taylor would smile at the completion lockout of a lift when you flash that smile. Okay, well, here it is.
That's right.
Once, it doesn't help you in a poker game, though, but you get your cards and you're smiling like that. 172.5 for Elijah Morales. We're staying in the 83s. We're cut into 2 flights. This first flight is actually all 83s. Elijah weighing relatively light, 76.6. And if you're wondering on the body weights between Deuce and Sean, Deuce is slightly lighter. Ty, of course, broken by the lighter body weight. Deuce also has the bigger lot number. That comes into play. So 172.5. Elijah missed his opener. Oh, let's see what they're saying here.
Maybe lock knees.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll see. He's backing up quite a bit. It's got to be, gets the squat command, so we're good to go.
Ooh,
I'm not sure
looked
about the
a little
depth.
high.
It's going to be, it's on that line. Now, I don't think he should go up again if he doesn't get this pass. Because if confidence is an issue with one, okay, it's pass.
Oh, wow. Good for him. Good for him.
Taylor's.
Let's go.
Well, okay then.
Let's go.
You know what? Listen.
Hey, may the white lights be with every competitor today.
Listen, sometimes it sides with you, sometimes it sides against you. It was on the line. It was on the line, and you never know. It's difficult because we're not, from our vantage point, we're obviously not on the sides.
That's right.
And it's the sides that gave him the white, red on the front. So we saw the front view. It stands to reason. Maybe they saw, the side judges saw something we didn't. Andrew Sardis, 217.5.
I absolutely love Andrew's walkout. He is a very confident guy. Love this man.
Handled by Bill McCarthy, who was in the booth yesterday with me. Wild Bill, but when he's handling, stays in the pocket. It's another nice lift.
Oh, yeah.
480 pounds.
Looks like the belt. It looks like you might have someone else's belt or something there. It's hanging on by its life.
Bar weight stays the same. Janoski on deck.
Hands in the air, ready to go.
Andrew struts off with the victory there. I can't wait to see what he does for his third.
I love it.
Zachary Jones, 217.5.
Zachary Jones from South Carolina. Bar is loaded for Jones. Give him a round of applause.
And all of our competitors are on the scoreboard. Elijah had missed his opener, but got it on his second. So now it's all about building upon the early subtotal.
Yeah, and that's such a big point right there, Ryan. Building on your subtotal. Because going into deadlifts, you want to be having some momentum. So if you're 5 for 6, 6 for 6, you're sitting pretty.
Okay, yeah, it slows, but he bows a little, slows a little, but completes it. What do you think, though? 5 kilos?
I was just about to ask you. I'm thinking around 5, maybe top end 7.5.
Yeah.
But I think conservatively he's going to go 5.
It's interesting because, like, for some people, you see the change from opener to second to third. For other people, like, for instance, Panagiotis from France, Penna, the Grind King.
The Grind King for sure.
He's grinding in the warm-ups. So it's, you got to know your lifter. 222.5 for Luke.
Shout out Panda from France for those listening. He is a French 66-kilo lifter. Absolutely amazing coach. Has done a lot for Team France. Love what he's done with that organization.
Yeah, world champion, coached several world champions himself, messaged me actually. He's watching. That's the thing with the Powerlifting America Nationals. You have so many big stars and big showdowns that people from all over the world are watching, even outside of America.
Great lift there by Luke.
3 white lights.
3 white lights. A good lift for Janoski. Losa is the next lifter to the platform. Our weight goes back up or over 500 pounds.
235 being loaded. Jonathan Losa in the 83s.
Williams 4 out.
It's also interesting to see the jumps that these competitors are making. So some of them making maybe 10, 15 kilo jumps. Seeing how the attempts move. I always go very conservative for openers just to make sure to get into the meet. We don't want to bomb out. So
it also helps conserve some energy if all 3 squats, all 3 bench, all 3 deads are near the top end. By the last dead, you start gassing out a little bit. You're so flying close to the sun all the time where, all right, let's do 6 of the 9 a little more top end, and let's do the openers in all the events.
Yeah, but I'm a big momentum guy.
That's true.
If I come out on the first attempt and it flies, I'm like, it's on.
Yeah.
It's on.
It depends on the lifter, right? Jonathan
Very nice.
stays upright throughout, never gets bullied by the weight. 3 white lights.
He's got another 15 kilo in him, I think.
I think he's a big jumper. I think I would be comfortable with another big jump. Arian doing the handling there for Jonathan, and Arian obviously has been a head coach for Team USA at IPF Worlds. When I met Arian back in 2000, I believe, 16, 17 at the Worlds, that's how I met him. Handling for Team USA. I'm excited now. 250 kilos, a sizable 10-kilo jump. That's 22 pounds, but he lit up 240. This shouldn't be a major issue.
No, it's actually surprising. I thought he would have potentially gone 255 for a second, but let's see how 250 moves.
You know, I also saw, I think, around 270-ish in the gym, or has he done more than that? No, he's done 272.5. Right?
Yeah. He's hit 272.5.
He's been in the 600s, so that's a big jump to get there. If he.
Yeah, I don't know of any injuries. I'll have to talk to his girlfriend, Carolyn, who's right next to us, but. Ooh, little grind there, but okay.
It was work, but it wasn't certainly not top end yet. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. He's not celebrating or overly happy when he leaves. So I don't know if there's something. Sometimes, right in the last week, something could pop up. And if that's the case, eat the food that's on the table. Don't stick to the game plan. You have to adjust. And I don't have to tell you that. You've been in these scenarios. You adjust to the day.
Great point. Great point. For those listening, highly recommend taking what's there on meet day. This is not a PR day. This is just take what's there on meet day and then be happy with it.
John Tong, 252.5 kilos, looking to take what's there. A decent jump here, 15 kilos as well.
Mm-hmm. Strong walk out. Oh, yeah.
557 pounds, 3 white lights.
3 white lights.
I'd say he goes up to maybe 265, 7.5 kilo jump.
Charles Williams, 257.5. Second attempt, 12.5 kilo jump from his opener. And when I'm belting off this quick math, Taylor, you feel free to correct me if I do it wrong, because I have from time to time.
Well, luckily we have iPhones.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, no.
Nice catch by the spotters, the first one of the day.
Yes.
They are keeping the meat moving and keeping the
shout out to the volunteers as well. I don't think they get enough credit. They're not doing it because they're getting a lot of money here. They're doing it because they love the sport and they want to be around the sport, and we appreciate their help.
Yeah, it's to a large extent a thankless job. You are unnoticed until there's a mistake, and everyone wants to talk about the mistakes. Rarely do we talk about the nice catches, like that was a beautiful catch right there, and it's difficult. You literally have a split second to catch hundreds and hundreds of pounds in the air dropping. It's not, it's very nerve-wracking. I've spotted before, got a good appreciation. Sean Jin, 290.
17 and a half. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a good jump.
A big jump.
He's in a battle. 272.5, moved really well. And if he's going to hit the 825.5 total he needs to hit the Carpino, he needs to be aggressive. And he also has Deuce in the mix.
Okay.
Yeah, it's slow, but he got it. It should be good. And I think he's got some room to spare. Try to take a read on the facial expressions, but sometimes it's difficult. Sean didn't show either way.
No.
He really kept it calm, cool, collected as he left the platform, so it's difficult to say. I'm very interested what kind of jump he take from that. You got to be aggressive, but you don't want to tip over and miss.
That's right. That's
tough.
right. I'm going to say he's going to go with a conservative 5-kilo jump.
I was going to say 5. You don't want to get too greedy. 295 on the bar for Deuce Gruden, and we're going to go tit for tat here on the platform.
Yeah, at this point, it's build your total. Take the kilos. 5 kilos is a lot.
Because if you get greedy and miss.
That's right.
You don't. I understand Deuce is pushing you. I understand 825.5. You got to somehow do the math and get there with all your lifts, but
take what's there.
Yeah.
Build that total. Let's go, Deuce. Oh yeah.
That looks strong. He never gets bullied out of the pocket.
He's ready.
Yeah. And if you're reading facial expressions, that was a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
He's
that's
on
typically
fire.
how it goes, right? The CNS, the central nervous system, starts to get primed. Now you're ready for that third attempt. The most amount of weight you felt, all prep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's sometimes people rise to the occasion when the excitement's on, and as the weight gets heavier, I've seen people struggle more with their second than they do with their third, even though the third obviously is heavier because their intensity rises and they feel in the moment. It means a lot.
Oh yeah. That adrenaline is pumping for that third attempt. It's all or nothing.
It's the best pre-workout you can have. Adrenaline 180. Elijah missed 165 in his opener. 172.5 he hits, so he goes up. It was a depth issue. It was right on the line, we thought, for a second. He's going to want to... Well, he found the strike zone. He found the strike zone. Stay within it.
Hey, you only need 2 white lights, guys.
That's right.
That is it.
Don't get greedy.
But that's why I'm in the commentating booth and I am not a judge.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's easier to talk about things after the fact.
Make a little noise for Morales.
Let's go, Elijah. Again, close.
Yeah, but again,
I think he's gonna get it.
It looked like the second. Oh, just a little. So here's the thing. In the second attempt, the front judge red lighted it. We saw the front view, thought it might be a stitch high, but we're seeing the same view as the judge who red lighted it. We don't have all the different angles. There's 3 judges, 3 different positions, but it becomes a moot point. 2 to 3 said nope.
And he still got 1 white light, so he can go to the jury and contest it, which I don't know if he did or not.
I don't think so, no. And you know what? I mean, yeah. It is what it is. For sure, if you're Deuce or Sean fighting for a Team USA spot, you have that conversation if you get 1 white. Just for anyone listening, if you get a white light, you're allowed to go to the jury. We have 3 members in the jury, and you can contest the decision, but opting not to. Zachary Jones, 222.5 for his third and final squat. That's right. That's right. And when we get those off, we just don't mention if we.
No, we're always right.
That's right.
As long as
we're
we
batting
don't.
1,000 in the commentary booth, aren't we, sir? You know what?
Grinding. Yeah, there you go.
He's got heart. Listen, it's funny because it slows. He has to work through it, but his facial expression never changed.
Nope.
Remain composed, poised.
Yeah, I think that was a great call, 5 kilo jump. He took what was there and he got it.
Any more and it would have been tempting fate.
That's right, that's right. And you also don't want to go all out on squat. You want to leave some energy for bench press and deadlift.
There's a lot of lifting left to go. Andrew opting to go up 10 kilos. He was pretty happy with that 217.5. Let's see what he does if he hits a 10 kilo up.
I think he is, man. Let's see that hand raise. Come on. I hope this is a PR for Andrew.
That's the nice thing about when you go up in weight. You know, it's almost like you reset the clock and you got a whole new set of newbie gains and things are exciting again. I'm not trying to talk you into anything, Taylor. Let's.
Oh, it looked a little high.
Let's see. We've been wrong before. Oh, there it is. 3 whites.
Let's go. Let's see the hands. There you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gives a wink to the crowd.
Yep. Love it. Hand up.
Yeah, I love how he exits stage right with his hand up.
That's right.
Showman and Luke Janoski. 232.5 for his third and final squat of the day. Currently resting in 8th position overall.
Solid walkout. There you go.
Yeah, look at depth looked nice. The fellas have a very high success rate so far.
Yeah, not too many reds on the lifting cast here. That's what I like to see. I'm a big 9 for 9, 8 for 9 guy. That's off of Matt Gary's philosophy of just put pressure on the competition and go 9 for 9. And as long as you're making lifts, let everything else fall where it may.
But I'll be honest, when you're viewing and things get wild, somebody misses, somebody comes back and hits, somebody rallies back from a miss to hit what they missed earlier. It starts getting exciting.
Oh, yeah.
245, Jonathan Losa, 83 kilo class.
Yeah, good 10 kilo jump. I think that's what we were anticipating. Again, batting 1,000.
Batting 1,000, undefeated. 15 kilo jump from his opener.
Make some noise for Losa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he might have had a little more.
He for sure had more.
I mean, easy 20/20 hindsight. And like we said earlier, you want to build that total. If you get greedy, you might start missing. And also, you leave a little for bench. You leave a little for deadlift. You have only so much energy in the budget. You got to expend it wisely. Alex Sider, representing New York, conservative 2.5 kilo jump.
I don't know what's going on. I thought he was coming in ready. I'm not aware of any injuries.
That's 20 kilos below what we've seen him do in the gym. Does he do big cuts, do you know?
No, he's in the pocket with his weight. So this is interesting. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Maybe we could get a story in between sessions, in between events.
Yeah, his girlfriend Carolyn's right in front of us, so we will certainly get a story there for you guys.
But again, young, but making the proper decisions. Like a wily veteran, if it's not there in a day, go 3 for 3 and build your total what you have on the day. That was relatively smooth, though. It might even been a little better in his second.
Yeah, it moved well.
And he actually smiled a little bit there. So maybe he's feeling something, adjusting to the day, grabbing the kilos he needs. Charles Williams, 257.5. Missed this on his second, retaking it now on his third.
Bar is loaded for Charles Williams.
Now, I believe this was a catch by the spotters last time.
Yes, it was.
And it's kind of, have you come back from a full-on catch, not depth, not technical, but they had to catch you, come back and hit? Have you ever had to do that? Or That's difficult, right? Oh, nice catch again.
Actually, yeah, 2015 Arnold. I opened up with 257.5, and I bombed out of that meet, but I came out in the first attempt and I missed it. Came back in my second, and I absolutely blew it through the roof, but it was so much power that I actually took a step back.
Oh, wow.
So they called me on that technicality, and then I got it on my third attempt, but they called me on depth. So I bombed out of the Arnold in 2015, guys.
Come a long way since then.
However.
Oh, there's always a however.
I haven't missed a squat attempt since.
Wow, nice adjustment. So the answer is yes, you have come back from that and still coming back.
That's right.
270, John Tong.
No, I took that personally.
Yeah, no, apparently.
Yeah, no change in his setup. Let's see.
It's a pretty big jump.
That's a huge jump. Look good though. Whoa.
Look at those elbows come forward to keep his chest upright.
That's right. That actually looked better than his second attempt.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Just a stitch below the 600-pound milestone. And that's when it's tempting, when you're like right close to that milestone, but you're like, no, not on the day, you know? Sean, 300 kilos even. This is a monster squat. 661 pounds, 10 kilos. This would be a personal best for Sean on the platform. I believe I've seen him hit this in the gym.
They're trying to build their total.
We were thinking conservative 5, but he went 10. So let's see how this moves.
I mean, again, sometimes people rally and end up rising to the occasion. Previously, Sean had hit 292.5 on the platform. That was in the World Championships, the Junior Worlds in Turkey. 7.5 kilo personal best should he hit this. And he looks more amped than his second. He looks more fired up than his second, and sometimes that's all you need. A pivotal 7.5 kilos on the table for Sean. Oh, whoa! Oh, wow, Sean Jin scraps with 300 kilos and gets it. And that was the perfect amount to put on the bar. Did not have any more in him. Any less, obviously, you would have been leaving kilos on the table. Pivotal 300 kilo squat by Sean Jin. And Deuce Gruden lows up 305, looking to answer Sean Jin. The battle, it's heating up, isn't it, Taylor?
It's here. I'm excited. Cannot wait to see what Deuce does here. 305, 5 kilos above what Sean just did. Let's see if he can gain a lead going into bench.
And 295 was relatively smooth for Deuce, 10 kilos more.
The cameras are out. The crowd is waiting anxiously to see how it goes.
This is tense when you see a battle back and forth like this. Oh, that's tight.
Get up.
Oh, wow! And Deuce Gruden answers back with 305, 3 white lights, and the battle continues in the 83 kilo class.
Ooh.
Whoa, Taylor.
That got my heart going. That got my heart going.
Here we are.
Adrenaline is pumping right now.
Look, we promised a battle, and the fellas are stepping up to the plate and knocking it out the park.
No disappointment right now in the 83 class.
No, sir.
Very excited.
Whoa! And we are going to move right away into the second flight. This is the 93s and 105s. We'll bounce around from 93 to 105. I will update you when we do. Kicking us off, Connor's going to open with 202.5.
Loving the stash there.
Yeah, kicking it back old school here.
Look good, feel good, perform great. Let's go.
That's a T-shirt right there. That's a T-shirt. In the 93, so we have Bryce Lewis returning. Bryce won the IPF World Championships at 105. Not unaccustomed to a big battle, but for Bryce today, the battle is really with the Carpino one totally needs to hit. 868.
Little high bar action.
Yeah. Elbow's got to stay upright, keep his chest up.
Very nice. Good opener.
It's a really tall rack height.
That I know nothing about.
Yeah, me too.
3 white lights, a good lift for Connor. Jonathan Rivera next to the platform, 200.
And he's actually we have a guest lifter, Jonathan Rivera, 205. Jonathan weighed in at 91.7. I'm not sure if he was signed up for an 83, but he'd be way off from 83 if he weighed in at 91.7. Or he might be a guest lifter from another nation.
That's what it looks like.
Potentially, yeah. So, not sure the background story there. Nevertheless, what happens in those scenarios, he won't win the national title. However, obviously, on the platform, gaining experience.
Handled by Susie Gary.
Yeah, she knows a thing or two about handling. Has
I
handled.
think so.
She's been a coach for Team USA at IPF Worlds several times over.
That's right. Good opener.
If you blink, you missed it. It was lightning fast. The lift is
Oh,
2-1.
got a red light on one of the side judges. He'll fix that up in a second.
Lifters need to squat deep enough so that the
210 being loaded, Michael Vasquez. We are in the 105 kilo class.
Michael Vasquez is the next lifter, 210 kilos.
And Michael weighing in at 95 kilos, just a stitch over the 93s, opting not to cut. Early days into your powerlifting career, how do you feel about cutting into a weight class? Or do you think, don't worry about that until you start getting more competitive, just, go 9 for 9, gain experience?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I believe that anyone new to powerlifting should 100% just stay where they're at and just don't worry about cutting, just worry about gaining strength.
It can actually slow your pace when you're cutting, counting calories, dehydrating when it's, what are we doing here?
I would say that when you're a bit more experienced with just competition in general and then training, then start to get a bit more advanced in nutrition, water loads, so on and so forth, getting ready for a competition. But right now, if you're new, stick to the weight that you're at right now. Go into the meet, just get some meets under your belt, and get a feel for the environment because it's completely different than training.
Alan Morlos, we're in the 105 kilo class, 212.5 on the bar for him.
Love the comb over.
Neat and tidy. Let's see how his squat is.
Loving the old school SBD singlet. Oh, yeah.
Squat is pretty neat and tidy as well. Nicely done.
3 white lights. The lift is good.
Yeah, it was a good point you're saying where in terms of possible new athletes talking about, I'm going to cut, I'll be more competitive, and you're like, you may not even know the rules yet, let alone you're worried about this. Tell me what a lot number is. Tell me what, what do we do? Why are you worried about certain things like this? Who are you comparing yourself against?
That's right. But it's also, it's warranted as well because you do want to compare yourself to someone at the top. So it's fair. However, don't do that.
You can't help but when you lay your head on your pillow at night to dream of, hitting that last deadlift and smiling like Taylor Atwood and but there's a long way to go.
There is, and there's a lot of behind the scenes. There has been years. What you guys see on the platform from myself or other top lifters, it's years of preparation and practice and perfecting our craft.
Michael Dunn, 240 for his opener. Staying in the 105 kilo class.
He looked ready in the warm-up room. Let's see how this moves.
And Nathan is a big 105.
Good opener.
You know, the 105 kilo class is a big class in that from 93 to 105 is a 12 kilo spread, and some people are too big to make 93, but relatively undersized for 105 because some gentlemen have to cut to make 105. You can see all different types of sizes in the 105 class. Wesley Mull, handled, looks like, by Natalie Richards, who just yesterday clinched the 57 kilo class national title, hit the Carpino one, and will join Jacob, join Amani and Malta at the World Championships.
Absolutely phenomenal deadlift as well. I think she broke the national record.
Which is, you know, a bit of revenge for her. She had bombed out previously on deads, rallying back for an amazing performance just yesterday, and 247.5 loaded for Wesley. No? Economical on deck?
I think so.
Economical?
I'd give it to him.
I'll put a pin in it there and see. Yeah, there we are.
We're seeing it, so from our angle, we see it from the front. Looks like the front judge did give him a red, but the side judges were gracious.
2-1, you get it. That's it, right? It's that's why there's 3 judges in 3 different positions.
That's right.
Gregory Johnson, 93 kilo class, 265 for his opening squat. Gregory has a monster deadlift on him. Does a lot of equip lifting. Coming in raw today.
584-pound.
A seasoned veteran in equipped.
Greg Johnson. Give him a round of applause.
Solid walkout. Oh, head up. All right.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it, the approach?
You can tell he's built for deadlifts. Very long femurs.
Yeah, Gregory, a seasoned veteran of the game. Got him got his, since 2010, I got him open powerlifting. 13 years in the game, raw, equipped, international, and 292.5 for Bryce Lewis. Talking about seasoned lifters.
Oh, yeah.
How often have we seen Susie Gary handling Bryce Lewis?
Bar is loaded for Bryce Lewis. Give him a round of applause.
Very excited. Bryce coming over for his first Powerlifting American Nationals.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Bryce has moved around in weight classes previously, a world champion in the 105s. If he could bring that kind of strength, or even a slightly diminished, because in 105 he's hit 927.5 previously. He obviously does not need that, but what will he have? Well,
That moved well.
good start.
645 pounds, smooth opening.
They did mention 325 in the gym. I don't know if that will be there today with that opener, but we shall see.
It depends on how big a jumps they like to take. And even historically speaking, he might change the game plan up. When it's a relatively new weight class, your opener might be even more conservative than usual. So it's hard to tell, right? Because you're like, look, I'm not used to 93. I don't have years behind me as a 93. Let's go conservative, start taking big jumps.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
He is coming down from the 105s. I did hear from Natalie that the cut went very well for him. So it's slow and steady cut, nothing drastic. So, yeah. And also leverages change when you drop some weight. So
300 kilos even for Justin Rogers. We are in the 105 kilo class. Justin, heavy favorite to walk away with this title. Of course, There's also Carpino 1 on the table for these athletes. Carpino 1 for 105s is 901.5. Justin's previous personal best total, 857.5. It's a big ask, but he's got big ambitions.
See how 300 moves.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Great opener.
Now, that's a convincing opener. If
yeah.
your handler says, convince me to add a big jump, convince me for a big second, say less.
That's what I want.
Say less. Well done. Justin, waiting for the white lights. I don't expect any reds to appear. It's not from our vantage point. I've been wrong before. And Justin, I don't believe it's a big 105.
Being handled by LS as well.
Yeah, Justin weighed in at 99.02, a very light 105, despite him on the platform looking monstrous.
Yeah, he's built, man. Great physique.
Yeah,
I love what powerlifting has become, breaking the stigma of having to be a bit heavier to lift heavy weight. Now it's kind of more aesthetic, more muscle. I like it.
I mean, it is the byproduct of shifting weights in the gym, hours upon hours. Connor, 210 for his second attempt. And I believe now the sport is leveling up, and it's not just, getting a programming coach, but you have nutritionists, you have
That's
a
right.
rehab team, you have handlers, and then to get into the appropriate weight class, now you're doing things like watching calories, watching macros. The game is leveled up, and you're collecting these data points.
That's right. That's such a good point.
Connor, relatively smooth for a second.
A smooth second attempt, 2-1. The lift is good.
And to your point, Ryan, nutrition has become such a big aspect in the sport, where people potentially are on that cusp of going into the next weight class, or potentially like right on the cusp of the weight class below, but they can actually cut down now because they have a nutritionist, do it smart and conservatively, and not have to have too much taken out of their performance because of that cut. I think that's been a game changer in this era of powerlifting.
100%. Look at tomorrow, the co-host, the co-commentator is going to be Lane Norton.
Oh, he's here.
Perfect. He's coming.
Let's go.
He's coming, yeah. We're all excited about that, and perfect segue for that. I mean, that's what he kind of brought to the game, Dr.
Yeah.
Lane Norton talking about.
That's right.
We can optimize our bodies a little better if we start looking at this from a different approach. 217.5 for Jonathan Rivera, a guest lifter.
Looks good.
The lift is good. 3 white lights. Morelos is the next lifter of the platform. Vasquez on deck. Done in the hole. Morelos 4 out. 225 kilos going on the bar for Alan Morelos. Alan's from Dallas, Fort Worth.
Alan Morlos, 225 on the bar for his second attempt.
Made the trip over to Austin. 496 pounds. bar
105
weight
kilo
for
class. Opening squat was smooth.
Absolutely love his gear right now.
Vasquez
I'm a
on
big
deck.
big guy on look good, feel good.
Let's give a little noise.
Yeah, the shoes match the singlet.
Let's see if he can match the performance.
Depth looks good. Ooh.
Little sticking point, but got it.
3 white lights and lift is
There you
good. Bar weight stays the same for Michael Vasquez.
And what kind of a jump do you think there? I mean, it kind of,
I honestly, conservative 5.
Yeah.
That he had that sticking point. If he would have blown through that a little quicker, I would have been like maybe 7.5. But I'd go conservative 5.
I'm going to agree with you. 225 for Michael Vasquez. 105 kilo class. And looking at the scoreboard, Bryce Lewis opting to go up 10 kilos.
Ooh.
We'll get a good indication where he's at with that.
Okay. That's very conservative. I was thinking maybe 12 and a half, maybe 15.
If he was going to make it to 325, I don't think he's going to make it at this point, but
No, I think he's really after the Carpino right now. So it's everything for the Carpino, and it's all or nothing. He wants to go to the World Championship, and the Carpino is the only thing in his way.
you know they're doing the math. How do we get there? 868 is the total he needs in the back. If we end off with this squat, we need this bench, this deadlift. They got the game plan laid out. They shouldn't be pressed by anybody in the field.
That's right.
So it alleviates that kind of pressure. Nathan Dunn, 250 for his second squat. 10 kilo jump. And one thing in terms of when you shift weight classes, the squat can change, bench can change. The deadlift is more consistent at times.
That's right. That's also helpful with the recomposition as well, where you're fueling up the entire meat. You have some more fluids, you have some more food in you, so you're ready for the deadlifts. Whereas the squats, you're kind of still in that rehydration, trying to get fuel, get that carbohydrate within the body to give you fuel for energy, but it is tough. It is tough, but that deadlift, that's where everything starts to come together.
Wesley Mole, 265 for his second attempt, handled by newly crowned champion Natalie Richards, who punched her ticket to IPF Worlds. And yeah, to your point, you know, I've seen gentlemen in the squats a certain size, and as they continue to eat and drink in a 4-hour competition, by the time deadlifts rolls around, they're so big, I'm like, who is that guy?
That's right. They're back to training weight within a few, like an hour or two.
Like a sponge.
Yep.
You see him again, and it's a different human being.
See how Wesley moves 265.
Yeah, 17.5 kilo jump.
Looked a little high. From the front, I'd give him a red.
Yeah, you know what? I think it looked like that the first time around. That's
Let's
right.
go.
It's a. I think it was like that for his opener as well. And again, we don't have that vantage point the judges have where they're right in there. That's why when you're in the gym and you're checking for your friends, you get right down onto the side and you're checking that proper view.
Yep.
Gregory Johnson, 280. The veteran, 13 years in the game. And he's all smiles out there.
13 years, that's amazing. Some of you young lifters, if you're listening, will play the long game. If you can be in the game for more than 10 years, you are a success. You are a success. It's accumulation over those years which makes you the best. Very nice.
That was very smooth. He's got a lot left in the tank, but here's the Gregory has a monster deadlift. And to an extent, when you're a big deadlifter, obviously you want to get the most out of your squat, but you're not trying to overtax necessarily. You need a little gas in the tank for that monster deadlift if you're going to need it.
That's right.
You just hear overhead the weight in pounds, 666, 302.5, 10 kilo jump. Relatively conservative, we think, or at least it should be. So if it's more work than we thought, well, we have to have a discussion, don't we?
That's right. That's right. But if I know Price, he's here for the challenge, and I think he's going to blow through this.
I mean, for sure, the national team spot is the #1 goal. The title is nice, but it's IPF Worlds that he wants to get to. In the IPF, the 93 kilo class, absolutely stacked. We have, I believe, 4 93s at Sheffield alone.
As Ryan does the math.
Yeah, 5, sorry. I was just rattling off in my head like, hang on a second, it's a roll call. Okay.
Yeah, that was a bit of a grind.
It was some work. That was an appropriate second.
That was.
He's got more in the tank, but it's not an indication that 325 is there on today if 325 was there in the gym.
Yeah, and again, I think you guys have to understand, even if you hit a PR in the gym, coming into a competition, it's completely different. It's completely different. You have judges. You have the weight cut. You have travel. There's a lot of variables. And
sleep.
That's right.
Yeah, Justin Rogers, 320 kilos. Justin, 705 pounds for his second attempt.
20-kilo jump.
Yeah.
I think that's warranted after his opener.
Yeah, he lit up 300 kilos.
Justin Rogers, 705, second attempt.
Justin, and he looks like he feels at 105 despite weighing in at 99 kilos. Built to shift weight.
He's got a very similar build to Delaney Wallace in the 83s, who's an absolute monster.
Yeah, he'd be Delaney Wallace if Delaney was shot with a gamma ray.
That's right.
705 on the bar, makes it go!
Oh, wow, he's a strong man.
Very, very
And
fast.
he is making a statement here. This is...
I see an even bigger squat coming in his future.
I'm interested in seeing where he goes from there.
Yeah, he's putting on a clinic right now. 20-kilo jump didn't even look like it phased him.
Rivera on deck. Morelos in the hole. Vasquez 4 out.
You know, coming into this, Justin's biggest raw squat, 327.5.
Third attempts are where we're seeing.
He's more of a sub. He builds a big chunk of his total in his subtotal. So this is where he wants to gain his ground. Again, 857.5 previous personal best total. 901.5 is the Carpino he needs. It's a big ask.
Starting with Connor Dugan. Bar is loaded, 490 pounds.
We'll see what he puts in for his squat third attempt. Connor, 222.5 for his third and final squat. We are in the 105s. Well, Justin opting for a 330-kilo squat.
Ooh.
10-kilo jump.
Okay.
Small PB, but he's got to cover a lot of ground if he's aiming for the Carpino anyways.
Opening up with a 300 dead. Oh. Very nice grind from Connor.
Yeah, when you're that high bar, and you got to keep the elbows forward, the chest up, when the grind comes, that's where it gets lost or won.
Yep.
Jonathan Rivera, 225 for his third and final squat. Guest lifter.
Who's up here competing in America? Please give him a warm.
Yeah, judging by the weight he came in, I don't think he was aiming for 83. We do have guest lifters. Last year we had Team Jamaica represented.
Yes.
They sent 4 or 5 individuals, and some
What
of
a
them put
great
on a
team.
performance. Yeah, they had a
That's
good
right.
team, solid team. Scott Jennings, I remember, having a rather big deadlift.
Yep. I still stay in contact with Scott, so shout out
Same.
to Scott.
Same. Yeah, it's good. It helps grow the sport in these other nations when those athletes can come as guest lifters, give them some exposure and experience. Look, in terms of attempt selection, they weren't going to get more out of him.
There you go.
That was
Great squat from Allen.
That's probably the perfect attempt selection. You don't
Yes.
want 2.5 more kilos would have been it.
I don't expect anything less from Susie and Matt Gary.
Right.
They know what to put on the bar for their lifters.
232.5 for Alan Morlos.
Pounds for Allen. Bar is loaded for Morelos.
Let's see if he can keep the momentum going right now. 2 for 2 on squat.
7.5 kilo jump.
Good walkout. Get through the sticking point. Come on.
Oh,
Let's go.
whoa. Yeah, that was
Perfect call. What do they got?
Yeah, he got that sticking point came, and it slowed in a hurry.
That's right.
But he pushed through it.
Great job.
3 for 3, and Michael Vasquez, 235. We're staying in the 105 kilo class.
Vasquez competing in the 105 kilo class. Bar is loaded for Vasquez, 518 pounds.
I don't want to jinx anybody, but so far in this flight, we haven't had a single miss. And our producer here looking at me like, don't say it. You know, it's weird. In IPF Worlds, I have said previously, haven't had a single miss yet. And it's been about 67 attempts. And then, 19 attempts, and then there's a miss.
Michael
Damn.
opting not to go with a belt either.
Yeah.
And crushed his third attempt.
Now, what do you think about the no belt? It happens from time to time, doesn't it?
We just saw it, and it works for them. I say whatever works for you. If you're used to training without a belt, more power to you. I don't know what that means when you go a little heavier, like getting into...
The mechanics of it, the logistics of it, I got to think you can create more compression and thus generate more force. But look, you got world champions like Joey Namani, doing it at the highest of levels.
Yep.
This isn't just something you see at a local level. So who am I to say? 257.5 for Nathan Dunn, 105 kilo class still.
Getting focused up. That's what we like to see. Oh yeah, solid.
568 pounds, the lift is no.
Oh, called.
What do you think of that, Ryan?
You know what? Bill McCarthy, his handler, approaching the jury to have a little discussion here. You got a white light, he can have it. Let's see what they say.
75 kilos going on the bar for West Mole.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. It looked all right from my vantage point. Let's see if it sticks. But while we wait for that, we'll keep one eye on the jury and one eye on Wes Mole, 275 for his third and final. We're in the 93 kilo class. Again, we're jumping between 93 and 105 in this flight.
He's getting pumped up. He's got a 10 kilo jump here, 275.
275 kilos on the bar for Mole.
Strong walkout. Let's
give him
see.
a little support now. Let him hear it.
Oh,
Big round of applause for the spotter.
another nice catch by the spotters.
Great job.
Wes will get credit for 265 kilos on his second attempt. Harvey goes to 287.5 kilos for Greg Johnson, competing in the 93.
And Gregory Johnson, 287.5. Relatively smooth 280. Let's see how he shifts this. 7.5 kilos. Probably not going to break the bank, but
Yeah, I'm expecting him to go get this pretty easily.
leaving some room for that deadlift.
Yeah, what's he opening
He's
up with?
opening with 340.
Wow.
So, and that's your opener. So we're probably going to get close to, 800 range or...
I'm excited to see it.
It's going to be... Let's see how this moves.
Oh, great job from the squatters.
Beautiful
spotters.
catch.
Big round of applause for the spotter.
He laughs it off. Yeah, it looked like a mechanical issue. It's the way he squats there where he tips forward and the bar looked like it just slid up.
Yeah.
And you're not going to recover when the bar slides up towards your neck.
He's got a very similar squat to Lane Norton, where they just have long femurs, short torsos, getting built for the deadlift. But as we saw there, I think the bar just slipped a little forward, and great job from the spotters.
Hopefully he didn't, and you were saying too how he looks up with his neck. It's hopefully he didn't injure himself in any way or tweak anything. It looked like he laughed it off, fluffed it off, so he should be all good for the deadlifts. And Bryce Lewis, 310 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump. How do you feel about this?
The 302.5 moved. I think he'll get it. I think he'll get it.
I think he'll get it. I think 302.5 was work. 7.5 kilos isn't a lot more relative to the amount of weight we're talking about.
Oh, that moved better than his second.
Right. I honestly think it did as well.
Very nice from Bryce.
Bryce went to the back, had a little conversation with himself, had a conversation with his team, came back out. Let's get serious here. We got to up the intensity a little bit. And this is what happens when you rise to the occasion. And Bryce, look at he's short of 325. He hit in the gym, but he still might be pacing for that Carpino, and that's all he needs is Carpino 1, the title. I'll see you in Worlds. We'll figure it out.
Great point, Ryan. So I think from that second to third attempt, what you see from top-level lifters is that change in mindset of this is the lift that I need to hit.
Right.
And they absolutely lock in, and as you saw from Bryce, he crushed his third attempt, looked better than his second. So very, very happy, I think, and he's probably very pleased with that as well. Again, that's building momentum. Now he's going into the bench, and he is ready. He's ready for that first attempt. I expect a good meet from Bryce.
Whole different conversation if you miss your third going into bench. And looking to hit his third, Justin Rogers, 330 kilos. This is a personal best. Now, we had said Justin likely to build his big base if he's going to make any shot towards that Carpino 1 with a big squat. He needs to go 3 for 3, hit some personal bests.
It's a big ask, but let's see how 330 moves.
And his squat is explosive when he gains momentum coming out of that hole.
Very nice.
Wow, is he strong.
He is solid. Very solid.
Captain America, Justin
lift.
Rogers.
Massive 330 squat right there.
Yeah, and you were talking about momentum going into the bench press, and that's the type of momentum you want. There's a look at the leaderboard as it stands after the squat event. Obviously, a lot of lifting left to go. In the 83s, Deuce has got the lead. In the 93s, obviously Bryce Lewis. In the 105s is Justin Rogers, but there's a lot of lifting left to go. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short 10-minute break.
Begins.
Welcome back to Powerlifting America's 2023 National Championships. In this session, we have the 83, 93, and 105 kilo men's divisions split into two flights. The first flight will be all the 83s. Second flight, 93s and 105s. And in the 83s, we got a bit of a battle here between Deuce Gruden and Sean Jin. Went back and forth in the squat event. Deuce getting 305, Sean 300 kilos even. Monster squats, that's a 661-pound squat for Sean. 672, if I think my math is right off the top of my dome for Deuce. And you have some inside information. We had mentioned Alex Sider. Numbers looked a little lower than we anticipated.
We found out that he actually potentially had food poisoning over the last 2 days, so he went a bit conservative on squats, but he's looking to pick it up for deadlift.
And that's what you do. Look at, you adjust to the day. He leaves squats going 3 for 3. And if you've got food poisoning, your energy is definitely low. 102.5 for Elijah. Kicking off the bench. We're in the 83 kilo class again.
Very nice.
Start press rack. Morales.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this 83 battle. Deuce opening up about 7.5, I think, higher than Sean. So, 180 for Sean and 187.5 for Deuce.
You know, I ran to the warm-up room, and I like to get a vibe of things. Talk to the competitors, give them a fist pump, good job, get a vibe. Both of them extremely confident. Both of them all smiles. Both of them thinking, yeah, I got this. And that's what makes it exciting.
That's 100% what the competition is for. Everyone thinks that they have a chance to win, and it's whoever is I think, more mentally prepared at times because they could potentially be the same strength.
And here it is, though. All things being even, and this is 125 for Andrew Sardis opening up. All things being even, sometimes it breaks down into the mental, but then on the flip side, on top of that, they're both mentally tough. They both want it. Then you have game day coaching and so many variables like that. Andrew, 3 white lights. I don't know. This could be the battle of the weekend, although we got some more battles, and of course Ray Williams, and a lot left to go.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Ray is coming back after a very long while.
And if he hits Carpino 1, wouldn't it be something else seeing Ray Williams at the World Championships once again? He's 1-5.
Listen, I come from the Ray Williams era, and he is a spectacle to watch.
127.5 for Luke Janoski. And he is watching Ray Williams. It's live. Literally, it's like nothing else you've seen. Same with Jesus Oliveras. It's just different when you see a man in real life shifting 1,000 pounds on his back.
Absolutely.
Then when they come out, larger than life individuals on the platform, pacing, staring at the weight. When Ray Williams does that, does his classic foot stomp, it looks like a bull about to charge. It is.
That's
you can't help but feel it.
Absolutely. And shout out to Jesus. He also hit 1,025 in training.
Absolutely
insane.
Can't wait to see what he does in Sheffield. You'll get to see it live. Charles Williams, 137.5 for his opener. Now, are you going to be able to even pay attention when you're in Sheffield to these other competitors? That's the tough thing. You kind of miss it, don't you?
I was actually talking to Pete about that yesterday, and there's some competitors who said they're going to be really focused in, and you know, from my vantage point where I'm at in my career, I know when to turn it off or when not to be so caught up in the moment, but also be able to be present within the moment as well and witness history. So if Jesus is hitting a historic performance, you better believe I'm going to be on that stage watching.
Yeah. John Tong, 142.5 for his opening bench. You know, you're watching as a fan and an admirer, but on the same time, at this time, a competitor, which is a little different. Never before have you and Jesus got to go toe-to-toe because you're both looking for the same prize, same
right.
title,
That's
and
right.
the biggest prize and title in the sport, no less.
Yep. Great press from John. Yeah, I'm very excited for the Sheffield. It's going to be it's the first meet of its kind, and it should be hopefully a historic day for a lot of us. Very excited to see what happens in 4 weeks.
Yeah, there's a lot of battles. The 76s, it's a run back of the Worlds, which was one of the best battles we've seen between Jess and Agatha. Now we're throwing in the mix the current 76 world record holder Carlina, as well as a run back of the 93s, which was the best battle on the men's side from the World Championships. Jad Jacob and Joy Namani rematching. It's just a stacked powerlifting event. I ran a poll on social media. Is this the biggest event, single day event of 2023? It was unanimous. Yes. Alex Sider, 145 on the platform.
Great press from Alex. He definitely has mentioned he's not a great bencher, but nothing to scoff out there, but definitely makes it up on his squat and deadlift.
And if he's feeling slightly off, it looks like he's riding the ship, leaving the platform smiling now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he progresses here in the meet.
Zachary Jones, 150, sorry. Yeah, he's got time to replenish. If he feels good by the time deadlifts rolls around, maybe he can go all in. Ten lifters in this flight.
Nice opener there.
Oh, I beat the rack command. Gotcha. Yeah, it's tough because we don't necessarily hear the command, so it looks good. Sure, it looks good, but then you didn't hear whether or not he jumped the command.
That's right.
Not likely to jump the command here. Sean Jin, world champion in the juniors, moved up into the open now in a battle with Deuce Gruden. Sean opening with 180 kilos.
So from the crowd, you can see where the elbow is in relation to the shoulder. Basically, the bottom of the elbow has to pass the midline.
Sean, in prep, was dealing with some injuries, but by the end of prep was right on track. Seen him earlier, and he said, I'm ready. It's going to be the battle. Deuce obviously ready as well. And this is what you want to see. Oh, wow, that was smooth.
396 pounds, the lift is good.
Look at the smile. Yeah.
185 keys going on the bar.
He's feeling confident.
Bench press national champion for Powerlifting Americans.
Jonathan Losa,
Bench press champion.
185.
It's a solid opener.
Morales in the hole. 408 pounds.
3 for 3 in squat here. Let's see how this 185 moves.
Sean's previous personal best was 190.5, opening with 180. I'm wondering where he'll end up. On the board.
Jumped up. Looked like it moved well for him.
And bumping it up another 2.5 kilos to 187.5 kilos, 400.
Deuce Gruden, 187.5.
Strength coach for the Las Vegas
We got his father, John Gruden, in the stands here. I'm a big NFL guy, so having him in the crowd is absolutely insane to see.
See, I'm not as into football, but it's not lost on me
just how big, obviously, it is as a sport and the Grudens within that sport.
Let's see how this moves. Ooh,
Pretty smooth. Pretty
that
smooth.
looked good.
Both him and Sean seem to be paced exactly on point.
He gives Jason the head nod. He's ready.
Yeah, that's what that was. How did it feel? Yeah, look at it. Look at it. We're on point.
Again, we got a battle going on here with Juice Gruden and Sean Jin. Sean was successful at 180.
I think they go 10 kilo jump there for their second.
Now, yeah, Sean's
look at
previous.
that. Yep.
Is it?
Yeah, 10 kilos.
Nice call. Wow, Taylor. Let's go. And you got that one out before it went in. I'm being honest here. Looking at the scoreboard, you actually did call it before it showed up. And Elijah, 107.5.
And it's interesting to see the different demeanors of all the lifters. Elijah coming out a bit more fun and playful.
$5-kilo jump from his opener. It's a long way up and down.
Very nice.
3 white lights.
So Deuce's previous personal best is 205 kilos on the bench. That's a monster bench press.
Really? Wow. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that was
I did not know that.
Really?
That's an impressive bench press. At 83s?
What do you bench, Taylor? How much you bench, young man?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
130.
my PB is 215.
Andrew Sardis, 132.5. So Deuce at 197.5. I'm wondering where they end up. They do another 10-kilo jump, or they end up around his previous personal best. Let's take a look here how this moves. Slows a little bit, but it looks clean enough to pass.
Look good. Oh,
It's a fist pump.
two thumbs up and the smile.
It's interesting with the bench. So when you're in a battle like this, do you tempt fate for a PB on bench, or do you stay in the pocket, even maybe just match your personal best? And obviously we'll have a better indication after the second comes around, and just load up on deadlifts and try to pull. It's a difficult call.
Yeah, I think it's the moment. It's either you know that you have either that 2.5 kg or 5 kg in you for your third attempt, going from second to third, or you opt to potentially just go conservative and take maybe 2.5 to 5 kg more on deadlift.
137 there is good.
So it's an interesting question, because personally in 2019 I hit a PB on bench at 195 and we went up 5 kg, and I remember you telling on the stream he shouldn't go.
See, you never forget these things. Yeah, you never forget these things.
He should go 2.5.
It's been years.
Take it.
It's been.
Listen, I am very patient. I do not forget.
I know. You've been waiting years for this moment. 4 years later on the broadcast.
We are here, Ryan.
Charles Williams, 140. Oh.
Nope.
The brakes come on.
That was interesting. I saw his right hand kind of open up. Not sure if that played into potentially not gaining that, but
Alex Sider, so did that get overturned, the 145? Because we thought he hit that. I missed that if
I
it
missed
did.
that as well.
Looking to the producer, he didn't see as well that conversation, so
Could have been anything. There have been new bench rules implemented this year, so they have the new bench depth. They have the feet have to stay on the ground. Your glutes have to stay on the bench the entire time, so a lot more factors.
Look, in terms of strength-wise, I don't think Alex is too worried. They picked the opener appropriately where it's like, you pick a weight. If I have to adjust on the day, I could still hit it. And 145 didn't offer too much of a struggle for him. So if he's got to do any kind of adjustment for it to pass, it looks good from our vantage point. We can't see things like the butt, the feet, whatever.
That's right.
3 whites, that's 3 whites. Now the jury is staying put, and I think we're all good.
He went conservative and stuck with his opener, which I think is a smart choice.
For sure. Yeah. Especially when you're not sure. Like, was it a foot? Was it what's going on here? I'm sure maybe he had the conversation when it got overturned, but yeah. John Tong, 152.5. Now, it would be different if it's Sean or Deuce and this happens, and now it's like, look, I'm all in on the title in Carpino. I don't care. We're keeping pace with the original plan. Sometimes things like that are different, but with Alex, different scenario. He's looking to just build some, as many hits as he can, build whatever total he has on the day, and already battling from an illness.
Great point. Let's see if John Tong.
Another long up
Three white
down.
lines. Yeah, this is a great point about everyone has a different scenario. If you're in a battle with someone, maybe you don't go your opener again because you have to start building that total. And maybe it was just a little technical error that you can correct on your second, and you were strong enough on your opener to go your 2A attempt, let's say. So it just depends on the battle, depends on the day, and your circumstance.
Zachary Jones, interesting enough, perfect segue, missed 150, coming back for 155, moving up. Now this is where you would have the conversation, listen, Zachary, you're not in a battle. We just need you on the board. You don't necessarily need to keep pace by going up because there's no one chasing you, pushing you, etc. Went up nevertheless. And 5 kilo, when you're talking 150, isn't anything to scoff at.
No.
But he might still hit it. It just rises the tension a little. And is it needed?
We shall see.
Yeah.
Nice grind from Zachary.
Yeah, that's why. In terms of tension, he had not look at that for sigh of relief. My friend, if you didn't hit that and you were right on your max effort, you almost bombed, my friend. That was very tempting where it's like, this is exactly why. You got to be careful and have a little caution when you're moving up after missing your opener. But all is well that ends well.
Hey.
That was maybe closer than you would have expected.
Yes, a little bit. I expect him to maybe go 2.5 on his third.
Maybe.
We'll see.
If he decides keep it in the tank, we'll move on deads. I wouldn't be mad at that either. Sean back with 190. 10 kilo jump.
But that is an interesting point. You could, if your second attempt was a grinder, you could opt out for your third. Just go 5 for 5 and then go into deadlift and potentially make it up there.
You know, 10 kilos, slowed it as you'd expect. 10 kilo jump on bench is a lot, but he hits 190, and again, 190.5 was his previous personal best, so I'm expecting a personal best coming out of him on his third attempt. He should be able to hit it, just a much smaller jump. 2.5, 5 kilos, you think?
No, I think he's going to go 5.
5, okay.
I think he'll go 5.
Any more than that, I think we're going a little too heavy. It gets
for a third attempt, 7.5 is quite a big jump. I don't expect him to go any more than 5.
Jonathan Losa, 195. And to your point earlier, I had a conversation with Matt Gary on the podcast recently, and he was saying exactly what you had mentioned. if he thinks your second attempt is all you had, I know you have another attempt left, but you don't do it just to do it. For an extra 2.5 kilo on bench, it's not worth burning 10 kilos off your dead because you empty the tank. It's just not worth it. And I like how you put it. I didn't go 5 for 6. I went 5 for 5.
That's right.
I don't count that 6 I didn't come out for.
No.
It's good perspective to have. Jonathan Losa, 3 whites. Deuce Gruden, 197.5. Deuce has hit 205.
Yeah, it looks like he's on pace for a potential tie for his PB. Let's see how 197.5 moves.
435 pounds for Gruden.
10 kilo jump. Same as Sean. That's a 22-pound jump on bench press. That's a big jump for bench, but.
And if he gets this, he's still 2.5 kg above what Sean Jin is putting on for his third attempt. So he's still got a big subtotal lead leading into deadlift.
Yeah, he's got a lead, but a small lead. It's so tight, so close.
Oh, no.
And that wasn't the script.
That
He's
is
hit
not
more.
what we wanted to see there.
He's hit more before.
We're going to roll into third attempts here with Elijah Morales.
Not sure what happened. He's kind of shaking his left shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, that didn't look good. You hate to see that.
He will have one more attempt. Elijah, 115 for his third and final bench. And my goodness, like you said, if he hits this, he's got a lead, but a small one. If he misses it again, ooh.
We got a tight one. We for sure have a tight one.
It's a close battle. It's a close race, but again, people miss. You know, you don't know what happens in the deadlifts. He could cover ground. If Sean misses, you know, when you miss a lift, it's not like all your competitors are all going to go 9 for 9 and, oh my gosh, I'm going to be the only one in the field who misses. People miss along the way. You just got to gather yourself.
But it also depends on the miss. Did you miss it because of strength? And then are you able to recover for deadlift? Because sometimes maybe you're cramping up or whatever it may be, so you got to get some extra fluids in you. There's a lot of factors, so let's hope that Deuce is feeling okay.
Looking to go 3 for 3, Elijah Morales. That's probably a good weight selection for Elijah. I don't think he had too much more.
Looked like he was very happy with that. Hopefully that was a PB for him.
Williams on deck, Janoski in the hole, Sidora, 4 out. Bar weights go to 303 pounds, 130.
Andrew Sardis, 137.5.
Wild Bill hyping his lifter up. I love it.
Wild Bill McCarthy, he shoots from the hip, and he's hip when he shoots, isn't he?
That he is, my friend. And I absolutely love Andrew's just demeanor. He's got the Jordans on. He is ready.
Yeah, he is rocking the Jordans. It's interesting because if it's a squishy soled shoe, it takes away a little bit of the force with the leg drive. But
let's see if he can be like Mike.
It's a big ask.
Oh! Let's see what he gets.
It's good.
Hand in the air. Love to see it.
140 kilos now going on the bar for Charles Williams.
He is a showman. I absolutely love Andrew. He was doing the same thing last year. I thought he was trying to get in my head.
That's going to be difficult. You're saying be like Mike. If there's a Michael Jordan of powerlifting, it's probably yourself, sir, and that's a big ask. 140 for Charles Williams.
So did he miss his second on strength or technical?
Trying to remember here.
Let's see what happens here on the third.
I think it might have been, ooh.
Oh, that moved well.
140 kilos, 308 pounds. The lift is good.
All
Three
right,
whites.
3 whites.
Rebounds nicely.
So missed his second with the same weight and came back and crushed it for his third.
Let's see if Deuce can do the same. Luke Janoski, 140, 2.5 kilo jump for him.
7 lifters left, and then we're rolling into flight B. Bars loaded for Janoski, 140 kilos, 300.
Janoski, I love that last name. I don't know what it is, just Janoski.
They're going to go 3 for 3, build upon that subtotal. Oh. Slowed. I don't think there was down up. I think it was all
so.
one way. Judges agree.
3 white lights.
Again, another great attempt selection there. Weren't going to get a whole lot more out of the lifter. 150, so Alex moving up 5 kilos. 145, missed on his opener, technicality though. Hit it on his second, no major struggles. 5 kilos up from there. Alex battling food poisoning, staying in the competition, but just adjusting to the day.
Went conservative. I like the call, the 5 kilo call. Bench is not his most powerful lift, so also rocking the Travis Scott's.
Is that right?
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
Look good, feel good, perform great, Ryan.
Perform great. I was gonna go perform better.
Nah.
No.
Great.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little uneven on the elbows there.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's see what they.
The lift is good.
Good.
That's good
Yeah.
nevertheless.
I think the front judge has a better vantage point for the bench depth. It looked like his left elbow was a little high.
Yeah, it was a little uneven. And look at the bench rule that everyone had questions around thus far in the Powerlifting America Nationals. Not a major discussion point. We don't see people, nobody's bombed out due to the bench depth rule, and it hasn't been a major storyline thus far.
You know, that was one of the reasons why I opted to even be here at Raw Nationals and get a meet under my belt, but I decided to pull out last minute yesterday, was to get a meet under my belt with the new rule. But we decided to just play conservative and not compete. But, yeah, it doesn't look like it's impacted too many lifters.
Zachary Jones, 157.5, 2.5 kilo jump from his second, missed his opener. Went up anyways on his second, got it, but it definitely was work.
And we were right on point, 2.5 kg jump here. Let's see how it moves.
155 looked like it was on that line. Not overly surprised, but he kind of backed himself into a corner. And we even thought maybe he might even not come out for the third. So you wanted to get some experience with the bench roll, which sounds like a good idea, but if not getting the on-platform experience, you are seeing a lot of data points here to collect. Probably not going to be a factor for yourself, no.
No, great point. I don't think it's going to be as much as a factor as I thought, so I'm actually happy that I get to conserve some energy and get ready for the Sheffield in 4 weeks.
John Tong, 160, 7.5 kilo jump from his second attempt. Oh, that's a grinder.
Ooh.
Slow to lock out, but
Very
he
slow.
does.
Let's see what the judges say.
The lift is good. 2-1.
2 white lights. That's all you need, folks. All smiles.
Yeah, I mean, look at LS McLean's done a great job handling
it seems like when his lifters leave the platform for their third attempts, it was right on the line and they didn't have a single kilo left in them.
I love a great selection, attempt selection. You're giving everything that your lifter, like you're as a handler. Hold on, we have Sean here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if ever there was a pause. 195, and I think we both agreed 5 kilo jump is probably the most appropriate for Sean.
That's right.
This will be a personal best for him and an opportunity to start closing the gap a little bit, and it's already a small gap with Deuce. Deuce having missed his second attempt. Sean looking to gain. Oh, it's a fight, but he locks it out. I think it's going to pass. And it does.
Wow.
3 for 3, 6 for 6. Sean Jin, 287.5 for his subtotal. Deuce right now, 285. So Deuce behind Sean, 2.5 kilos. However, he could add 10 kilos to his subtotal right here, retaking 197.5.
He's hyping himself up. It's what all the great lifters do.
Sometimes that makes a difference. We've seen it already.
Get into the right mindset. Let's see if it helps Deuce here. Come on.
My goodness. That left shoulder appeared. It's the left shoulder that he was kind of shaking as he's leaving the second time, and it's left shoulder that just didn't lock out from this time. So the battle is close on the subtotals. Deuce, 285. Sean, 287.5. Just 2.5 kilos separate these gentlemen leading into the deadlifts. Holy smokes, Taylor. That is the thinnest of margins.
We have ourselves a battle.
Yeah.
We got what we were asking for.
We got what we're asking for in the deadlifts. Maybe a little more. Jonathan Losa, 200.5 kilos loaded on the bar. An American record for Jonathan. Woo.
Very impressive for 83s.
Look, we got a battle, and now we got a possible American record here. We're getting spoiled in the 83 kilo class.
442 pounds on the bar for a national record attempt.
Nope.
No, he waved it off. I
He
see
almost,
the smile on your face. I seen a possible down up, but then, well, if he's going to keep going, let's let the judges decide.
that's
and
right.
then it became a moot point, but
he almost had a second win there.
almost had a second wind.
What I was mentioning before is a handler being able to get everything out of their lifter, but also being removed from the lifter and understanding that, like, you can understand a great handler when they are able to somewhat be a part of the lifter and understand their body and how much they have left in the tank. And when you have that great call for that third attempt and you're getting everything out of your lifter, all the kilos are left on the platform.
It's a good feeling, right? Michael, opening with 117.5, we're moving into the second flight. Back to the openers. The second flight is 93s, 105s. We'll let you know when we bounce around in between the two weight classes. And to your point, Taylor, when you're a handler, yeah, it is a lot about communication, knowing a lifter. Sometimes the handler, wow, that's a big range of motion there if you're a range of motion fan. And if you're a handler, sometimes you're just working with the athlete on the day of. You're not even the programming coach. So the feeling you must get as a handler to get the most out of your lifter to be like, I got that one right on the money. You didn't have a jump up from there, as opposed to if they get the third and the lifter leaves the platform like, we're leaving money on the table here, my friend.
That's right.
You know, I had a little more left in me, but 20/20 hindsight as usual.
And it is. That's such a. I'm glad you brought that up. The hindsight. It's a hindsight bias. We want to make, like, when we look back at the meet, it's like, I still had more left in me. But in the moment, you're just making a call that you think is the best call at the time. So you can't be too upset with the call that you had in the moment. Just know that there's more left for the next meet.
And Connor, 130 for his opener. And on top of that, you have 60 seconds to get your attempt in. All the game plan you have, that's great. But on the day of, it's difficult to have that call. Connor making easy work of 130. He's a rather large 93. I think he's the gentleman with the massive rack height.
Very tall lifters here.
Powerlifting usually, you got the stocky builds, and Gregory Johnson, 147.5. Gregory had that final squat. Good catch by the spotters and loaders. And it looked a little scary at the start, but he laughed it off, smiles, and he's all smiles again as he approaches for his opening bench. Gregory, a monster deadlifter, has broken records in the equipped. Veteran of the game, been on the international scene for years. And that is a pretty close grip, my goodness.
Yeah, we got a tricep press here.
Look at how close that is.
But it works for him.
Yeah, and you never know what someone's facing in terms of, like, look at he's a veteran of the game like he is. He's probably well aware that you could open up the grip and mitigate the range of motion, but he could be coming in with whatever issues he's coming in with.
That's right. Yeah, unless you and I are close to that lifter or handler, we don't know what's happening with that lifter. Potentially he could be coming in, he or she, with an injury, or bench just hasn't been going as well, so they switched up their stance.
Alan Morlos, 150 for his opening bench. Staying in the 105 kilo class. One knee sleeve. Did he not have time to take them both off? Or
I actually ran into him in the hallway. He is searching for a PB on bench and deadlift. Let's see if that can happen today.
It's got to be a little awkward feeling with just one knee sleeve when it's a little tight when you got to bend your knee like that.
Very nice. 3 white lights.
Good for Morelos. Done is the lifter.
Smile and peace signs for the camera. Gotta love it.
All is peaceful on the openers. Things will heat up by the time we get to the thirds. Michael Dunn, 155, and we're going to stay in the 105 kilo class.
105 kilo class. Bar is loaded for Nate.
Bill McCarthy. And that's ammonia. It can give you a little boost. I personally have never been a big ammonia guy. How about yourself?
Yeah, I've never done it.
But you never tried it either.
No, I have.
Okay.
I absolutely hate it.
The same. It did nothing for me. I just couldn't see. I was crying.
I was
felt
crying, yes.
feelings I hadn't felt in years.
Yeah.
And
Same.
it didn't do it for me. Some people swear by it. Look at another close grip.
I didn't know this was a tricep press competition.
The close grip event.
Whatever works for you. Very nice.
It was smooth.
3 white lights.
3 white lights.
Rivera, the Puerto Rican lifter, is next to the
But that's the interesting thing of powerlifting. Everyone has their own ritual, their own way that they do their lifting, and whatever works for you, works for you.
It's a game of essentially getting the most out of your levers. That's why you have conventional, you have sumo, and for some people, Jonathan Rivera, 165 for his opener. For some people, some people would say, well, if you do this much conventional, switch to sumo, it's going to automatically throw more on your deadlift. Not the case. I pulled conventional, over a decade. Don't ask me what my sumo is. It's going to drop 25% off the top. There's no clear-cut best way to do it. You just get the most out of your body. Jonathan, smooth opener.
So can you explain that say that one more time, Ryan? Conventional versus Sumo, what did you say?
It doesn't always add more kilos when you switch to sumo, and that's the truth, my friend. That's the truth. I mean,
I
we have
absolutely hate that debate because it's like you have to just make sure as a lifter you're getting the most out of your leverages. And whether it's conventional or sumo on the deadlift, I don't care what you're doing. As long as you're lifting the most amount of weight in the most optimal position, I think that's what helps us as lifters. So I hate the debate of sumo versus conventional, what's right, what's wrong.
Wesley Mole, 172.5. We're in the 93 kilo class. And if we look back at the IPF Worlds 2022, one of the biggest moments was Anahoro in the 83 kilo class pulling 385 kilos,
Absolutely
847
insane.
pounds.
And 83s.
I mean, he locked it out. It didn't pass because he couldn't hang on to it, and that was a sumo pull. And that united the powerlifting community, that was a sparkling moment. So don't tell me sumo's not entertaining to watch.
Absolutely.
Don't tell me people don't care. Leave it in the game.
Absolutely.
It's not a problem that needs fixed. Now, Bryce Lewis, 190 for his bench.
190 keys, 419 pounds for the former world champion Bryce Lewis. Bar is loaded.
Bryce has a great bench press. I'm expecting 190 to move fairly well.
Yeah, Bryce has hit all-time 225.5. Now, that was as a 105. Previous competition, he's hit 200 kilos even. Let's see if he could surpass that today. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what do you think? Okay, so previously, as a 93, he hit 200 kilos on the second attempt, missed 207.5 on the third attempt.
He's going 200 right now.
Is that what you think? Okay, keeping pace. Because that was his previous second attempt that he hit. I think that's probably a good second attempt.
I say he goes 10.
Bar is loaded.
And then a possible personal best on his third attempt, and we'll see exactly.
He opted for 7.5. Okay. A bit conservative.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, we'll see how that moves because, yeah, he's got to cover a lot of ground to hit that Carpino. But
That's right.
you know they're doing the math.
That's right.
Justin Rogers, 215 in the 105 class.
Unless we're just looking at an absolutely insane deadlift from Bryce.
Watching his training on Instagram, his deadlift is on point, close to 105 numbers.
Yep.
And his 105 deadlift is the thing of legend. So
Jonathan Rogers crushing 215.
Start press rack.
yeah, makes easy work of it.
Jeez. He is an absolute unit.
He is. You know, he wasn't overly
his
happy.
back.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's. Look at, he's what I think I look like when I'm walking around. 122.5 for Michael Bosquez, 105s.
He does not have invisible lat syndrome.
No, sir.
They are completely visible in there.
Yes, sir. That is a fair statement. And we enter the second round of benching. All of the gentlemen in the second flight hit their opener. Bryce Lewis in the forecast, which takes all your completed lifts as well as your deadlift opener. 842.5, the magic number, 868 is what he needs to hit Carpino 1 and make it on Team USA. Still pacing for that. Hasn't missed yet. And Michael.
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know if it stopped or there was up
A
down.
little up down, I think.
No good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some down and up movement of the bar. So that's one of the
If I'm honest, it kind of looked like a little up down, but
A little bit.
Connor's looking for 137.5. We are in the 105 kilo class.
Doesn't look like squats have ruined his mustache. He looks ready.
103 pounds going on the bar for his second bench press attempt.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it's even a little more tighties from squats.
Yeah, he probably touched that up at
he
the
did.
intermission there.
Yeah, he did. Connor comfortably at 101.43 body weight in the 105s. No weight cut. Looking to fill out the 105s.
Good press.
303 pounds. The lift is good. 3 white lights.
Yeah, 7.5 kilo jump. Probably looking for something a little more conservative for the third, but that's typical.
Yep.
A bigger jump from first to second, more conservative on the third. Gregory Johnson up next. We're in a 93 kilo class. 155 kilos for Gregory.
He's getting in the zone, singing to himself. Whatever helps you as a lifter, get ready for your attempt.
Now, Greg has hit as high as 167.5. Again, he really goes all in on that deadlift. Bench press isn't where he's going to gain his ground. I don't know if he's going to have that matching that previous PR on bench. Oh, he looks like he's wobbling a little off the platform.
That was
I think
interesting.
he's still wobbling. I think he got a leg cramp.
That does happen. Maybe a little back tightness.
He's limping
he's cramping
badly.
bad.
I would not even come out for it, depending on if it's just a cramp and it can pass. But he needs his deadlift, and for another 2.5 kilos, not worth it.
Yeah, that I think that to your point, you just stick to your second attempt, forego your third, and get ready for deads.
160. Alan Morlos, 105s, clasps the belt. You're not allowed to do any equipment adjusting except for clasping the belt once you hit the platform. One knee sleeve, like Michael Jackson in the 80s with one glove. Am I dating myself? Maybe.
Nelly with the one.
Well, there it is.
patch under his
A
eye.
more recent reference. There we are. We're showing our eras, aren't we, sir?
There we go.
10 kilo jump. That's a sizable jump.
Don't get me wrong, though, Ryan. I do like me some MJ.
There we go. There we go.
Don't stop till you get enough.
Okay, we're getting loose now. We're getting loose in the second attempts.
162.5 kilos going.
Nathan Dunn, 162.5.
On deck, Mullen in the hole. Bar is loaded for Nate Dunn.
A lot of positive momentum in flight 2. Heading into the second attempts. No fails. No major surprises. Gregory Johnson getting his second attempt. For his third, I see 155 again. I don't think he's coming out. Nathan Dunn, 162.5.
It's interesting to see the heavier guys with the closer grip on the bench press.
I honestly believe there's a story there in terms of something to do with some shoulder issues or whatnot, and you just adapt and be like, look, I'm not pulling out, but I'm gonna have to heavily adjust.
Yep.
You know, I mean, for them, this is the big meet. Like yourself, it'd be Sheffield, and it'd be Chase Bad Money. But for them, if it's like, no, this is my Sheffield, so I'm going to show.
Yep.
It's a little different. Everybody's got a different goals, different background stories.
For sure.
I mean, for a lot of these individuals, being on the same platform as a Bryce Lewis, former world champion, or being in the same platform as like a showdown with Deuce and Sean, yeah, you're going to show. Johnson Rivera, 172.5. $7.5 kilo jump.
Very nice.
380 pounds, second bench press of 10, 3 white lights. The lift is good. Rivera is 5 for 5 on the day. 182.5 pounds, that's 4
Wesley Mull, 182.5. 10 kilo jump. We're in a 93 kilo class.
Yeah, the way 172 and a half moved, I think 10 kilo jump is a good call.
Natalie Richards doing the handling, and she will be in the booth for the 63 and 69 kilo session, or afternoon session, which will see the return of Meg Scanlon, 63 kilo world champion, and Claire Zay battling Chelsea and Kelsey for the 69 kilo title. And obviously all those ladies want to hit the Carpino one.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was a good call.
For West, 3 white lights. We're going to take the bar weight up to 435 pounds for Bryce Lewis. Rogers on deck, Vasquez in the hole.
So Bryce Lewis, 197.5. We both thought 10 kilo jump was there, but we're not having these conversations with Bryce. And he still might be pacing for a PR bench at 93. And it's all about, look at, if you end up in the PR territory on your third, however you get there from your second to third, that's fine.
Listen, his handler has been Matt and Susie Gary for as long as I can recall, and they are all about building their total, so 6 for 6 is what I'm expecting from Bryce. Oh, yeah.
That was pretty smooth second. A lot left. And I had mentioned Bryce, previous as a 93, hit 200 kilos. If they're pacing and they're telling themselves a realistic third, if it's a personal best, isn't a lot more than 200 kilos, maybe you don't take it for your second. Leave yourself a little room to grow and not expend too much energy on your second, because he might be telling himself, you know, let's leave a little gas in the tank for our third if we're going all in like that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm expecting a 5 kg jump to 202 and a half.
Maybe 205? Or do you think no, too much?
I wouldn't do it. He's got a 507 and a half subtotal right now, and I think from what he's hit in training for Deads, like he's on pace for that Carpino.
Right.
Oh, he did go 7.5.
Oh, wow.
Good call.
Well,
Good call.
Let's see what happens before you congratulate me. Justin Rogers, 225 for his second attempt. 10 kilo jump for him.
Wow. Crushed his second.
496.
Yeah, he builds
Jesus.
that big subtotal.
Almost 500-pound bench press there.
Yeah.
We're rolling in the third.
He's got the strength. The subtotal's big.
Vasquez going to start us off.
It's a big ask to hit that Carpino, but even clinching the title, having a good day on this platform is big as well. And 122.5, sorry. Michael missed this on his second, retaking it on his third. We are in the 105 kilo class.
Bars loaded for Vasquez. Third bench press attempt, 270 pounds. Give him a round of applause.
I didn't see it up and down there.
I don't think I saw it either.
270 pounds, the lift.
Oh, they didn't give it to him.
You know, all the tension.
Oh, no, he got it. Okay.
Okay.
They gave it to him.
Yeah,
Three white
that
lights.
was tense for a second there. It's tough because we don't see their feet and their butt from this angle, so we don't see all the possible infractions. Connor, 145 for his third and final. And if you're wondering, if I could double back to Bryce Lewis just for a moment, if he hits his third bench, his forecasted total, which takes all your completed benches and your opening dead, would be 850. So that means in the deadlifts, he just has to cover 16 kilos to hit the Carpino one, which is, look at in the deadlifts, he can cover 18 kilos. So he'd be pacing nicely. He doesn't need 205, but it'll help. It's less that he has to deadlift.
Exactly. And I think talking to Natalie, his handler, his wife, she mentioned that they want to hit the Carpino on the second deadlift so he can play around and have some fun on his third. So we'll see.
145. Slow and steady.
The judges say the lift is good, 2-1.
It definitely would be a 20-kilo jump from your opening dead to your second. To your point, would be totally normal to see.
Right.
And clinch that Carpino. Looks like they're still on pace for the game plan. But it'll depend what happens. And Gregory Johnson, as we expected, not coming back out for the bench press. And I think that's a good decision.
Great decision. Head into your deadlifts. Make sure you're rehydrating and getting ready for your final deads.
And Gregory has a monster deadlift on him. So you might as well push all the chips to the center table on that deadlift. It gives me an opportunity to give a thanks to our sponsors. Alico supplied this beautiful equipment you see right now on the platform. Same equipment you see at the IPF World Championships. Same equipment you likely see in the training videos of all the elite stars in our sport. And SBD, the beautiful singlets, belts, wraps, knee sleeves, deadlift socks. SBD, generous supporter, not only of Powerlifting America's live stream brought to you here today, but also the big event a month away, Sheffield. Everybody's excited about it. Massive prize, the production, years in the making, and the biggest of the biggest stars clashing. I'll be there. I hope everybody tunes in to join. Tickets still available, by the way. SBD.com. Head to the Sheffield page. Get your tickets. Love to see you there in person. But if not, please do join us on the live stream. As Alan Morlos, 167.5 in the 105 kilo class.
This is a PB for him, Ryan. He hit 355 in prep, so this is a PB attempt.
You know, you saw the tension and drive off the chest. The elbows came in. He tried to fire through that sticking point. Just a little too much. Recognize Marty there, part of the SBD team, working hard all week.
Oh, yeah.
Competing as well. Wearing many hats to make these things come together. And Nathan Dunn, 167.5 for his third and final bench. Speaking of wearing many hats, Bill McCarthy was in the commentary booth with us yesterday, handling today.
You can hear the deadlifts in the back.
Yeah, they're warming up. Oh. No, he called that one off quick.
Yeah, it's always exciting to hear the weights banging on the ground. You know the deads are coming, and we're about to see the end of the show and battles that we want to see.
The conclusion, the climax of these battles, Deuce and Sean warming up now as we speak. And we're about to see the end of this story, aren't we?
That's right.
Jonathan Rivera, 175 for his third and final bench.
But as exciting as deads are, people think that the bench press is a lull in the competition. This is where I think a lot of people miss their opportunity to potentially build that subtotal and start to gain momentum into deads. So we can't discredit your third attempt bench here.
No, look, you can't take your foot off the gas, especially in a tight battle. Or if you have goals to hit, like the Carpino one total.
Very nice grind from Jonathan.
Nice grind there. And as we look to Bryce Lewis, no better example of that, where how important this third bench is going to be. If he misses, not the end of the world, may still hit that Carpino one, but how much easier is it when you can take 7.5 kilos off your final deadlift in terms of reaching that goal? No, the bench press, for sure, an event very important. Wesley Mole, 187.5. Taking out those earphones.
That has happened to me before. It's okay.
Look at when you're in that zone. And the TC catching it. $5-kilo jump. The brakes came on, and he paused there. Probably felt like an eternity for him.
I have been there. It is amazing how it's like someone, you can put a paper cup on there, and it's like you just get stuck. It's like, I almost had it.
All the momentum in the world comes to a halt. 2:05, talking about momentum. Bryce hitting every lift they loaded so far. Looking to add 7.5 kilos to his subtotal. We're not in make or break territory, but it's still an important lift. It'll be a personal best for the bench press at this body weight.
Oh, yeah.
Nicely done. Now that was smooth.
Very smooth. He had more
He is
left in
all
the
smiles.
tank.
Yeah, if that's an indication, you want to see where's his head at. And he feels it. He's feeling like we are on pace, sending a warning shot to all the 93s in Sheffield. Whoever's going to end up a Worlds, I'm going to be there. I am the end boss. I'll see you in Malta.
Great job from Bryce. I absolutely love to see it. The 93s, they came out of nowhere. And we have a stacked 93 class. So to see Bryce to potentially go there to Worlds in Malta.
He's not picking an
see
easy
it.
class, is he?
No, no.
I want to enter the battle. Justin Rogers, 230.
Absolutely massive bench press from Justin. Very nice.
Yeah.
107 pounds, the judges say the lift is good.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Rogers is also 6 for 6.
Going 6 for 6. Now, Justin Rogers' forecasted total, which takes his opening deadlift, is 860. Again, the Carpino was 901.5. It's a lot of ground to cover in the deadlifts. We'll see how he does.
And Bryce has to hit 353 on his deads.
It's
to
possible.
Just hit the Carpino.
It's on the table. We take a look at the scoreboard. It's too close to call at this point. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a short 10-minute break and see the dramatic conclusion of the 83s, the battle between Deuce Gruden and Sean Jin, the 93s, whether or not Bryce can hit that Carpino, and of course the 105s where Justin Rogers looking for that miracle pull in the end to hit the Carpino as well. See you in 10 minutes. Welcome back to the Powerlifting America 2023 Nationals, where we have the men's 83, 93, and 105 kilo divisions. 2 flights. In the first flight, it is the 83s, and we resume the battle between Sean Jin and Deuce Gruden. It's close. It's come down to the deadlifts, and their deadlifts are pretty close. Looking at previous personal bests, I got Deuce at 312.5. I got Sean at 315. My goodness, are these guys evenly stacked?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting end here with Sean at a 2.5 kg lead and also has the heavier deadlift PB. You like to think that he potentially gains some strength over that time, so it's going to be close.
Elijah Morales, 165 for his opening deadlift. And as soon as they hit their opening deadlifts, their totals are secure, and then they can really start making those big jumps.
Elijah happy with that, with the belt flick.
408 pounds for Sardis. Janoski on deck, Jones in the hole, Losa 4 out.
Sean Jin Deuce, 2.5 kilos apart on the subtotal, and then the projected 5 kilos after they hit their opening deadlifts. And their deadlifts are very close at the top end range. Andrew Sardis, 185 for his opening pull.
Absolutely love his setup. Great energy, love it. Two thumbs up.
The lift is good. 3 white lights. Luke Janoski coming to the platform next. Jones on deck. Losa in the hole. Wrong 4.
Luke Janoski, 227.5 for his opening pull.
500 pounds, 220.
So you're even getting into it. Janoski.
LS McLean handling him.
Janoski, the bar is loaded.
And if you're just tuning in, you're going to want to stay around. We have a great battle here for the 83s.
Yeah, it is so close all the way through. Coming in, Deuce had hit the higher total previously, but missed a couple of bench presses. And Sean has not missed yet. Sean, the reigning junior world champion. I remember speaking to him back at Junior Worlds, and he said he thinks by Powerlifting America Nationals he could be around anywhere from 820 to 830 range. The sweet spot is 825.5 for that Carpino 1. So not only are these gentlemen battling each other, but they need to hit that 825.5 Carpino 1 score to make it onto Team USA. Otherwise, they end up in the alternate pool. Have to wait to see what happens in Sheffield. And
I'm getting a 330.5 pull that they have to hit for that Carpino out of Sean Jin, and then maybe Deuce has to hit like 325.5. That's quite the ask.
Zachary Jones, 227.5 for his opener. Looks good. Waiting for those white lights. But you're right to your point, Taylor. There's the white lights. That's all-time best, personal best for them in terms of the deadlift to hit the Carpino 1. However, they're peaking. This is a spot to hit the all-time personal best, but those are big pulls.
Very big pulls.
Those are big pulls. And this is where it'll be interesting if someone's pulling for a Carpino 1, misses, and the other person's pulling for the title, hits. A shakeup could happen. Now, I think on the surface, both are pulling for Carpino 1.
Oh,
it's all or nothing.
That's right.
Where we end up, where the cards lay, I don't know. Jonathan Losa, 235 for his opening pull.
Very nice pull from Jonathan.
But with the Carpino one in play, it's not as cut and dry, is it?
No. I didn't realize how tough it was to hit that Carpino. It's quite the ask. So to see Bryce even close to the 868 is very impressive.
It's, yeah. I mean, it's a different world when you're not Taylor Atwood. Some people, it is a very big ask to hit that Carpino one. But it's going to be a very strong Team America when they go to the World Championships. You know this, because to qualify, you got to be an instant contender. 237.5 for John Tong. Feel like I keep seeing LS McLean handling here.
Two-time world champ.
A busy man in the sidelines.
That's right. Staying in the sport, absolutely love it. But back to the Carpino, Ryan.
Yeah.
I think the criteria is if no one hits the Carpino here, it's whoever out of Sheffield has the higher total. Is that correct?
And hits the Carpino as well.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. They also.
So
have,
what happens if they don't hit it at Sheffield?
well, we have a third pool as well after that.
Oh.
That is a no lift now.
No lift. What do we got here?
Up down movement of the bar. He can tighten it up. He's got 2 more attempts, but that's why attempt selection is so important when you're coming out for an opener.
That's right.
255 for Charles Williams. Yeah, so there's an alternate pool after that. So really, a month away is when the picture for what Team America is going to look like after Sheffield, and we see where the chips lie. But you can take it right out of discussion, winning the title in the Carpino one today.
Yes.
Charles Williams, 255.
3 white lights, quick work.
3 white lights.
Very nice.
Williams. Side overs, the lifter, 280 keys going.
Alex Sider, 280 kilos. Now is squat lower than we'd seen in training. How is this in comparison to what you'd expect in deadlifts? Is he starting to go a little more all in?
This is what I was actually expecting. I think he'll be right because he's hit 700 in training.
Okay.
So, given that he does a bit of a cut, I'm expecting him to end right above maybe around that 300 mark.
280 kilo opener, Alex battling food poisoning, adjusting to the day. This is still a respectable opening deadlift. Makes easy work of it.
Very nice.
3 white lights. And Deuce Gruden, 285 kilos. He's pulled 312 and a half.
I did get some inside information on Deuce. He did have a left shoulder injury coming out of bench, so let's see how Dead's move.
285 kilos, 600.
You know, I hate to read too much into it, but it looked like that the way he kept shrugging it over and over, and then it looked like it was the left side that couldn't lock out.
Yep.
Sometimes the shoulder injuries won't hamper you in the deadlifts. He's going to need that deadlift today.
Yes, he is. Let's see. Nice. That was strong.
That moved like an opener should.
The lift is good. Gruden does his job. We're going to add 2.5 kilos to the bar for Sean Jin.
Here comes Sean, 287.5.
We'll take a 5 kilo lead into the second round of deadlift. Morales on deck, Stardust in the hole, Janowski 4 out. 83 kilo man, this is a 634 pound opening deadlift attempt for Sean Jin.
Not unaccustomed to a good battle. Oh, wow, that was smooth. And he could tell. Look at Taylor, you talked about positive momentum and how you could feel it sometimes. I think Sean's feeling it right now.
We'll see.
There's
Let's see
still
what he
2
goes
more
for
attempts.
His
Yeah.
second, yep.
Elijah, 175 for his second attempt, 10-kilo jump.
But again, that 330 and a half to hit the Carpino in an automatic bid to Worlds, it's quite the task.
Yeah, that's
Is he up for it?
That's the difference, you know, the layers to the battle where you have between the competitors and then that total of the Carpino to hit. And then, of course, look at if nobody hits a Carpino here, nobody hits it at Sheffield, we're right back to, right?
I'm expecting big things out of Delaney, so we shall see.
Yeah. We're going to have to pay attention to Sheffield.
The reigning national champ opted not to compete this.
Yeah, reigning world champ as well.
And world champ, that's right.
175, 10-kilo jump.
£386 second attempt. The lift is good. 3 white lights.
Lift is good.
Bar weight goes to 195 kilos, 430 pounds.
Andrew Sardis, 195 for his second attempt. 10-kilo jump.
Powerlifting, Andrew Sardis.
Did he give a little wink at the top there, Ryan?
He's doing a lot. There's a lot to unpack here, Taylor. But he's 2 for 2, and he's got some positive momentum going into his final. Luke Janoski, 235, 7.5-kilo jump.
Loaded for Janoski.
Not a big jump here, only about 7.5.
Yeah, pretty conservative for the deadlift. And he makes, that's pretty quick.
That was very fast.
3 white lights, the lift is
I'm wondering if he's going to make a much bigger jump in the third.
Yeah,
Maybe
that was an interesting 7.5.
might be conservating, just want to go for a big third.
Yep.
Losa on deck. Tom in the hole. Williams 4 out.
We got the opposite here with Zachary.
Zachary Jones here. Nice little peek into the warm-up room with the floating camera, and 242.5 for Zach's second attempt. Getting every last bit of that hype song, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a 15-kilo jump. That's a pretty big jump for a second. Got to get hyped for that.
£535. The lift is good.
3 white lights.
Losa is the next lifter to the platform. Tom
Arian
on deck.
not letting the pressure get to him. Look, it looks calm, cool, collected back there.
Not living up to his Messi Kamezi name. Calm, cool, collected.
Arian unkept Kamesi. Arian presentable Kamesi.
Yeah.
Presentable.
Presentable.
Jonathan Losa, 247.5 for his second attempt. Nicely done.
545 pounds. The lift is good. 3 white lights.
Look good.
200. 57.5 kilos going on the bar for John Tong.
John Tong, 257.5. Now Taylor missed 237.5 in his opener. 20-kilo jump despite missing.
Oh yeah, that's quite the jump. After missing your first.
That's gutsy.
A little bit. A little bit. I like it.
I like this guy.
I like your style, John. There are some lifters that opt to go that heavy second attempt. There you go.
Oh, that was
That
smooth.
moved very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that look, it obviously worked out for him. 20-kilo jump regardless. You got to be confident, but again, sometimes you have that conversation with your hand and you're like, listen to me, trust me, we're good. I can hit this all day, every day. I'm feeling strong. It's nothing like the strength isn't there. Small technical adjustments, we're good.
Yeah, that's it too, right? Is you have to put total confidence in the handler to make sure that second attempt goes in that you want.
Right, because he could listen to you all day and be like, yeah, I hear you, but it's on me, huh?
Be convincing.
Yeah, be convincing. Charles Williams looking to be convincing with 265. Knees shake a little bit of effort.
84 smooth pounds for Williams. 292.5 kilos going on the bar for Alex Sidor. Gordon on deck, Gin in the hole, Morales, 4 out.
Alex Sider, 292.5 for his second attempt. 12.5 kilo jump. His opener moved very well.
Yeah, and again, this is quite below his PB in the gym of about 317.5 kilos. So let's see how this moves.
You said you might expect a 300 kilo on the day. He looks like he's probably pacing for that.
Yeah, and again, he's coming in with, I think, some food poisoning issues. So I think he's going conservative here.
Well, there's more work than the opener, but there's still more room to go.
Deuce Gruden to lifter, 300 kilos on the bar, trying to keep pace with
Deuce Gruden, 300 kilos even.
Very important lift for Deuce. Gin is on deck.
My goodness, is he going to have to go all in on that last deadlift
Yes, he is.
with this kind of a pacing. Currently with a 777.5 kilo total.
Former junior world champion.
And if he hits this, he'll have a 792.5 kilo total. He needs 825.5 kilos for a Carpino 1. That is, I mean,
Yeah, that's quite the ask.
That
Sean
is
has
quite the
actually
ask.
went to 310 on his second. That's a huge jump.
now
Let's
in
see what
contrast,
Deuce does.
you're right. In a contrast, if Sean gets his second, he's at 805. Much closer, but still a big ask for his final dead. He struggled for that.
A little bit.
The knees unlocked. I don't know if the bar went up down. No, it didn't. But that was actually a difficult. He doesn't look altogether happy.
No, and I look. It's momentum. I think his left shoulder coming out of bench, that wasn't good. So we'll see how Dead's in for him, but it's going to be tough to beat Sean here.
Sean looks like he's very much in the moment. 310. This isn't far below his previous personal best. But to get that Carpino 1, he's going to have a gigantic pull at the end. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Lock this in. Deuce is still a threat. You can't look past your competitor, because if neither of these individuals hit Carpino 1, and neither does Delaney and Sheffield, this is when building the total.
That's right. And it looks like Deuce has gone 312.5 for his third final attempt.
Wow. There is actually a lot of room there. There was a lot of room there. How much, we're gonna find out shortly. 3 white lights.
I think he's gonna pull for the Carpino right now.
I think he should, because that moved very, very well. It is a big final pull. It's gonna be very dramatic. Holy smokes.
I can't lie. I am a fan of Delaney. Delaney's my guy. So even if Sean hits that Carpino,
yeah, you're training partners, both from New York. Obviously, teammates in South Africa on Team USA.
That's right.
And you'll both be actually a little bit of a storyline competitors in Sheffield.
That's right. That's right.
You'll put aside that friendship for a day for that kind of money, won't you, sir?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No, that is a definite. I told him, I was like, we're friends up until that day. And then for the 3 hours that were on that platform, I don't know who you are.
Wise man once told me, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to beat you.
Who said that?
I think it was Michael Jordan. Elijah Morales, 185 for his third and final deadlift.
.175 moved well. Let's see if he can pull this. Very nice. Belt flick.
On point.
3 white lights. All smiles and kisses.
Andrew Sardis, 205. The pre-deadlift ritual starts in the wings.
Oh, yeah. We got Wild Bill giving him the guns ready to go. Shooting from the hip.
The guns are loaded. Andrew has not missed a lift yet. Looking to go 9 for 9. This would give him a 570 kilo total.
452 pounds. Make some noise.
Is absolutely killing it with the rituals here.
Andrew Sardis is 9 for 9 on the day.
9 for 9 on the day, 570.
Big hug from Bill.
Leaves
His
his handprint
handler.
on Bill's back.
You gotta love a 9 for 9 day. I know I do.
Luke coming in with 247.5 for his third and final pull.
Also looking to go 9 for 9.
You know who else is looking to go 9 for 9? Sean Jin. Look at this. Now that's got to be a placeholder. Sean,
Oh, yeah.
315 kilo. He's not going up just 5 kilos the way 310 looked. So that's, you could change, for anyone listening, if you don't know, you could change your final deadlift twice over. Got to be a placeholder of deadlift. That just secures he's deadlifting last. He's going to watch and see what Deuce does with his final pull, then likely adjust that for the Carpino one, like you said.
Oh,
Came out of his hands.
tore
Might
his
have
callus.
Yeah.
That's never a fun
Experience. Yeah. All part of the game. Zachary Jones, 250 for his final pull. Like every time we cut to Zachary, we get him in the warm-up room right before his final walkout. A little peek into the warm-up room. I tell you what, when there's a battle on hand, when you go into the warm-up room, there's nothing quite like that tension.
Nope. The energy, you're starting to feel it. You're starting to feel it. We're getting into our third attempts here. Heavy weight being lifted. Everyone's excited.
And the World Championship's on the line. You know, you're not going, it's all based off of this performance.
Wow. Great pull from Zachary.
Yeah, that was an excellent call. 250 probably right on the money to get the most out of Zach today. Jonathan Losa, 257.5 for him. Third and final. Attempted the American record bench press. Missed it. Rebounding nicely in the deadlifts. 2 for 2 so far.
Bars loaded. Oopa Loopa strong. Let's go. 568 pounds. Trying to move from 5th place to 3rd place in the overall.
Wow. From 5th to 3rd. See, that's the power of making lifts. He's looking for 9 or 8 for 9.
He missed that American record attempt, but I mean, we're at the PA Nationals. Might as well load it up if you can. And
Oh, he got it.
it looks good to me.
568 pounds. The lift is good. He's currently in
If he missed it, he could say, well, the 2 commentators gave it to me. If that gives you any kind of
Whatever
solace.
that's worth.
Yeah, whatever that's worth. Not much for your open powerlifting results, I'll tell you that. But John Tong, 265. Missed his opener, moved up 20 kilos nevertheless, smoked it, and moving 7.5 from there.
Yeah, that was an interesting jump to his second, but he absolutely crushed it.
Initially seeing that,
584 pounds on the bar.
was asking questions, but the way he smoked it.
Crushed that lift too.
Yeah, that was smooth. He's really rallied since missing
Very
that
nice.
opener. You know, I think it would have been a shame if he would have retook that opening weight because he would have been selling
That's
himself
right.
short.
Really short.
Charles Williams, 275. 10 kilo jump for his third and final.
He's got that ammonia.
Not for me, sir. An acquired taste.
Do not like getting into my feelings before a lift. Smelling salts do that for me, Ryan.
Yeah, they will.
Nope.
A little too much today.
Round of applause. 300 keys going on the bar for Sidor.
Just 3 lifters left in the 83 kilo class. Alex Sider from the Empire State, 300 kilos even. I think even in the warm-ups or even before we even started, you were suspecting maybe a 300 kilo final pull out of him.
Yeah, I've seen his training. I know at the attempt selections that he does, it looked like 300 was what he was on par for. So let's see if he can pull this.
Oh, just that lockout too. It was right there. That was very close. Came out of his hand.
Yep. Hopefully no callus rip there.
And here's Deuce, 312.5. Right now, currently at 792.5. He hits this. He ends with an 805 kilo total, below his previous personal best, below the Carpino. Nevertheless, this is for pride. Again, all is not lost. There's alternate slots. You got to do
Everyone
the
is
best.
on their feet.
What's that, sorry?
Energy is high.
Yeah, everyone's on their feet for this final pull. Oh my goodness.
He's got it. Give it to him. He's got it. He's got it.
That was a hell of a struggle.
Oh!
I tell you what, that was a magnificent effort. It was a little untidy. We don't have a replay, but there was movement. Hard to tell if the bar moved all the way up, down together, or just side to side, or if it's just him and the bar. You know, it's very difficult. I don't have the greatest vantage point. But nevertheless, Seanjin, 330.5. This will give him 825.5, which is the magical number for Carpino 1. Deuce's deadlift is good.
Oh,
it got overturned.
Let's go.
Oh, wow. Deuce Gruden's in the gold medal position then.
Wow.
And currently, Sean has to take it from him. So we had talked about it could be a possibility. Sean goes for Carpino 1, misses, and Deuce wins after all by not going for the Carpino. Very interesting turn of events. 330.5, Sean going all in.
Oh my gosh. We have a battle, guys. If you're not feeling the excitement right now.
You don't get any more intense than this. He either hits it, becomes a national champion, and punches his ticket to Worlds, misses, and Deuce takes it. What a dramatic turn of events in the 83 kilo class. Whoa!
No!
Oh, no!
Wow!
Just that lockout!
Wow!
Wow, what a show!
What a battle!
Yikes! That was right down to the last deadlift. And listen, in terms of handling, they both did what they're supposed to do. I gotta tell you, Sean put it all on the line for that final pull, realizing I'm giving up placement, I'm going all in for the Carpino 1, needed to do that. Deuce, on the other hand, thought Carpino 1's too out of the reach, solidify the title. Now he's in the alternate pool. We don't know what's going to happen in the future.
My heart is racing. Congratulations to Deuce. We have our 83 national champion.
Yeah, Deuce finishing 805. Sean also, but Deuce slightly lighter in body weight. You know, both handling did what they're supposed to do.
That's right. And guess what, Sean? I'll give you a hand clap for that.
Load it up.
Yeah.
Load it up. He almost had it. He almost had it.
He went for it all to punch his ticket to Worlds and just fell just short.
We had said it's unlikely, but it could be somebody goes for the Carpino, the other person concedes Carpino, goes for the title, and says, let's see what happens in the alternate pool. Anything can happen. There's so many options. There's so many variables.
God, I love
We're doing our best to
powerlifting.
say the story as it goes.
Right.
Because it's more than just the lifts. At this point, Connor, 220, and that's a tall glass of water, sir.
The battle, I think, lived up to the hype.
Well, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now we have another one here. Connor got his 3 white lights, but we got Bryce.
And you know what? Before we get to Bryce, even Deuce's deadlift being reds and then overturned, the dramaticness of this entire session.
That was amazing.
It's so many storylines, man. And I'm trying to keep an eye on the forecast, keep an eye on what's happened, keep an eye on the jury, and then the action taking place.
That's right.
When you have literally seconds live, I'm glad you're in the booth to help me out.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. We are, this was an amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, of all the sessions you stepped in, young man, you had the right one. Nathan Dunn, 225, 105 kilo class. We're in the second flight, now in the openers. We're gonna jump between the 93s and the 105s. It's easy work of it. So sorry, to your point, Bryce Lewis, absolutely looking for the Carpino 1. And it's very interesting. The 83's missed. Can Bryce hit? Can Bryce hit? These are big totals that's being asked of them.
Oh yeah, they are, for sure. And the way Bryce moved 205 on his 3rd attempt on bench, he's heading into deads feeling good, at least from experience. He was all smiles, all hugs. He's got the momentum.
He certainly did not empty the tank to hit that. 225 for Michael. Makes easy work of it. Vasquez. Bryce Lewis, once he hits his opening deadlift, will have an 850 total and needs to make his way to 868. Once he hits his opening deadlift, he needs to cover 18 kilos to hit the Carpino one.
I think it's there.
On paper, it would appear, but I'm just hesitant after everything we saw, how crazy it is to call.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Jonathan Rivera, 240. Hits it nicely. Guest lifter.
3 white lights, the lift is good. Rivera's making everything look easy today. 245 going on the bar for Wesley.
Wesley Mole, 245.
Rogers in the hole, Bryce Lewis, 4 out. Loaded for Mole.
Oh, very fast.
3 white lights, and he's on the board, solidifies his total.
You gotta love when you see an opener move that fast. Building momentum. Building momentum, that's key.
Yeah, you want it really with your opener, get your total locked in, and then you can start making some bigger jumps, cover ground, end up where you want to end up. Don't want to gamble too much on your openers. Alan Morlos, 252.5 for his opening pull in the 105 kilo class.
So he had the one knee sleeve on for bench, and now he's got the one wrist strap on for deadlift. Fashion statement?
Question mark, question mark? I don't know. That's interesting. Justin Rogers, 300 kilos even for his opening pull. 105 class.
Bars loaded for Rogers.
Unless he just left the house in a hurry and didn't pack everything appropriately. Make him do with what he has. I don't know.
So we're starting to see Justin become a bit human on deadlift. Still nothing to scoff at, 300.
Yeah, he's a subtotal. He builds a big chunk of his total in that subtotal, especially the squat.
And you can see he's not truly built for deadlift. He does look like a squatter bencher, so that subtotal is certainly where he makes his money.
If I'm not mistaken, he is also the current national champion in bench only.
Bar weight's going to go all the way up to 335 kilos, 700.
I'll pull that up just to make sure. I'll fact check myself, but Bryce Lewis, 335 for his opening pull. Again, this will give him 850. And the game plan, as you said, hit your opener, go for the Carpino one on the second. If you need a second kick at the can, you got your third. If not, just add more kilos to the total and send a statement to the 93s in Sheffield.
That's right. That's right. It's a very exciting weight class that I'm excited to see kind of at the end of the year where it all plays out. Who's the strongest 93?
And I'm not a liar, by the way. Justin Rogers is the national champion, bench only. 335 for Bryce. Let's see how it moves. Take a 20 kilo jump from there.
Oh, yeah.
That Carpino is in sight, isn't it?
I think,
What's that all about?
Uh-oh.
What is that all about? Don't give us another dramatic storyline here. What was that?
I don't know. That he was kind of limping off the platform.
And grabbing
there.
his hand, like if grabbing his hand like there's some cramping, 20 kilos should be there, but if grip becomes an issue, you would hate for this thing to start popping out of his hands.
That's right.
We're going to have to see how he handles it, but the Carpino, it's there.
I mean, the way that it moved, it looked like he had for sure 20 kilos in him. But let's see what happens.
Gregory Johnson, 340, 93 kilo class, monster puller.
Oh yeah.
Makes easy work of it.
So it looks like foregoing that third attempt helped him right there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
On bench press.
Look at, he had a rough third squat, if you remember that catch, kind of the bar went over the top on him. Might have avoided, something, I don't want to say catastrophic on the third bench, but nevertheless, emptying the tank, back cramping, any kind of issues like that, as fresh as can be after having missed that third squat for the deadlifts. This is where he's going to make a lot more ground on his total. Being a deadlift specialist, breaking records in the deadlift, and Connor, 240, we're in the 105 kilo class.
All right, so we're seeing the 20 kg jump from Bryce.
As expected, but what was unexpected was the walking off the platform, cramping, etc. So ordinarily, I would say 20 kilos all day. Now, kind of got to see, don't we?
But to that point, 20 kilograms solidifies his ticket to Worlds in Malta this year.
Very important second attempt.
He hits the Carpino.
Very important second attempt. Connor, 20 kilo jump himself.
529-pound deadlift and the best mustache in the game. 3 right lights. Bar weight stays the same for right wood Nate. Vasquez on deck. Rivera in the hole. Moll 4 out. Bars loaded. Lightweight Nate coming to the platform.
Nathan Dunn, 240. Second attempt, 105 kilo class.
Taking his time.
Looks like a clean second attempt.
We're going to start to see these lifters get very focused for their second attempts here. First attempt should be mindless. And then you're kind of getting into that RPE 8.5 to 9 range, and then you're going all out for your third.
It's real weight. The second attempt is going to be some work. And then, of course, possible PR territory come the thirds. Michael Vasquez, 240. We are in the 105 kilo class. Again, jumping between the 93s and the 105s.
Oh. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jack. Yeah, and that can happen.
250 keys going on the bar for Jonathan Rivera.
Very unfortunate. You hate to see when a lifter potentially injures himself.
He bought himself a little bit of insurance with that lighter opener, solidified his total. He's not going to bomb out.
That's right.
He can have that conversation whether he wants to come out for the third or just forego it, depending on how bad his back hurts. And 250 awaits Jonathan Rivera.
Look good.
Smooth enough, handled the 10 kilo jump.
250 kilo deadlift. That also gets him a total.
Wesley Moll waits in the wings for 265 kilos to be loaded.
5 kilos going on the bar for Wes Moll. Morales on deck. Rogers in the hole. Lewis 4 out.
It's going to be interesting. I'm still curious what's happening with Bryce.
I know we're getting closer and closer with every pull.
4 lifters out. Potentially punching his ticket to Malta this year.
Wouldn't it be something, Bryce Lewis returning to the IPF World Championships, I believe 2018 when he won.
That's right. Let's see what Wesley has here.
It's also the first year you won your world title.
Hey.
265.
584 pounds. The lift is good for Mo.
Lift is good.
Big jump there, 20 kilos, made it look like lightweight.
7.5 kilos going on.
I remember talking about 2018 Calgary, going to the back warm-up room. This is before you'd win your first title. Your back was to me, and I was talking to someone, and you said, I'll recognize that voice anywhere. He turned around. Here we are. These years later, you're in the booth with me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alan Morlos.
How the tables turn, huh?
How the tables turn. Oh, we would never have guessed, huh?
Never.
You've achieved everything you had, and now you're in the booth. 267.5.
Very good attempt there.
3 lights.
315 kilos going on the bar for Justin Rogers. Lewis on deck, Johnson in the hole there.
Justin Rogers has 315 kilos for his second attempt. 860 kilo total. 901.5 is the Carpino he would need. I don't know, that's a 15 kilos on top of that would put him at 875. It'd be a monster third pull to get 901.5. He would have nothing to lose, I don't believe. Have to look at the forecast here if anyone's threatening for the national title. It depends on your goals. If it's a national title, if it's Carpino 1, do you risk it? Obviously, we saw in the 83s, Sean Jin did risk it.
That's right.
Just depends on what your overall goals are.
Justin getting psyched up here.
Three white lights is good. Yeah, I think the Carpino will be a massive asset to make that kind of a jump. And as we take a look where Gregory Johnson is, his projected 790, but he's going to cover 15 kilos. Yeah,
That's a big ask.
it's a big ask for, yeah, I think we're kind of nestling into our placings for the 105s, but we'll have to see. But first, Bryce Lewis, 355. We know what this means. Looking to hit that Carpino 1. The plan was always Carpino 1 by attempt number 2 in the deadlifts.
They certainly lived up to that.
Yeah, I mean, here we
Let's
are.
see.
Here we are.
Hopefully nothing happened on that first attempt.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
Wait, what is this? He actually needs a little bit of help here. This is kind of bizarre because his opener was so smooth.
It was.
20 kilos we both thought would not have broke the bank, and yet here we are, barely off the ground, and he looks a little unsteady.
Yeah, that's what we were worried about, right? He didn't look good coming off of his first attempt. Hopefully he's okay, but it's going to be a tough ask to come back and hit that after not getting it off the floor much.
Very much interested in what's going on with Bryce. Gregory Johnson, 355. Oh, the knees are shaking, but he locks it out. I think he just waved off. We're done.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you very much. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he's shaking the
Yeah.
hands of the judges.
Yeah, he's done.
We're good. We're all done here.
Good call. Good call.
That means Justin Rogers coming out to 325. Okay, so Justin will not be going for the Carpino 1, and we didn't think Justin Rogers would. Justin Rogers is the 105 PA national champion, and he will be in the third pool, alternate pool, for a possible team selection.
Yes.
It's a little bit of a convoluted process.
Vasquez is going to start us off.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the selection process here. But
Now, who hits, who doesn't?
Yeah, who does,
If Bryce can do it, Michael Vasquez, 240, missed it on his second, retaking it on his third.
However, Gavin Aiden in Worlds this past year in South Africa missed his second. Didn't look like he had anything left in the tank. Came back on his third and absolutely crushed it.
Yeah, you did.
So let's see if Bryce can come back and do the same thing. But yeah, from his second attempt, it looked like there was something bothering him. Not sure what's happening there.
It 335 on his opener moves so well. If you would have told me right now there's $1 million, or right then, sorry, if there was $1 million on the table and you're gonna bet it, he either hits a second, 20 kilos up, or misses, I would have put the $1 million all in on hitting. But yet here we are.
Yes.
We've seen this in this session. Sean went for the Carpino, the 83s going for the Carpino, one missing. Now again, the 93s, 105s, maybe no one's hitting. It just shows you how deep Team USA is and how hard it is to get USA across the chest and end up at the World Championships. When Team USA presents themselves in Malta, please believe it is the best of the best, and they are killers.
That's right. I pride myself on kind of winning a national championship sometimes over a world championship, because I don't think people understand around the world how hard it is to get to that world championship coming out of the USA. Not hopping on my high horse here. I'm just calling it how it is.
250 for Nathan Dunn. I would expect no less from you to call it how it is, Taylor, after all these years.
If there's one thing you know about me, I'm a straight shooter.
Straight shooter.
Very nice.
Yep. Again, good attempt selection. Probably not a lot more in there.
Oh, did he go 9 for 9? No.
Jonathan Rivera, 257.5 for his third and final. Jonathan looking to go 9 for 9.
168 pounds on the bar. The lifter from Puerto Rico, his last lift of the day.
From Puerto Rico, guest lifter. Again, I like it when they invite these guest lifters from other nations, especially nations that are up and coming in terms of powerlifting. It helps those nations grow. They get to lift alongside people like, world champions, Sean, Bryce, having individuals like yourself commentating on their sessions. Too much today. Breaks come on, a little surprising. 7.5 kilo jump.
Yeah, it didn't look like his 250 moved really well. That was actually a pretty good attempt selection, in my opinion. I wasn't expecting it not to come off the ground, but good effort.
We've seen the brakes come on, surprisingly enough, with Bryce Lewis, but Bryce, one more attempt left. Can he be the miracle man? We've seen it happen.
I mean, I can't say I'm not rooting for him, because I absolutely love the guy. He does so much for this sport. He's such just a good individual. You wish nothing but the best for him, and I hope everything's okay, but I don't know, that second attempt
wasn't encouraging. 265. Connor looking to go 3 for 3. And 9 for 9.
Nice. There you
Shaky,
go.
but he gets it.
I think they'll give it to him.
Yeah, again,
Wow. And
he
a
had
25-kilo jump on his third.
Yeah, that's a monster jump, and he had no more kilos in his body. They got the most out of him. Wesley Mole, 277.5 for his third and final.
Rogers in the hole and Lewis is 4 out. Our last 5 lifters of the morning session. Bar is loaded for Wes Mole, 277.5 kilos.
I'm still in amazement of that 83.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. It's on my mind. I'm sure it's gonna be on their minds, and
That was absolutely amazing.
it just puts the importance of Sheffield even more now, paying attention to Delaney Wallace and what he does.
That's right.
Make some noise!
Oh no.
Ooh, unclasp the belt. There we go.
Yeah,
Sometimes you need that oxygen when you're down there. The belt's tight.
that's right.
Natalie Richards came from the wings to the platform thinking, I better jump in here.
But we have some great spotters as well here on deadlift. So
Yeah, they've been on point. All hits, no misses. And Alan Morlos looking to hit 280 for his final pull. We are in the 105 kilo class.
getting hyped up here for his third attempt. 280 kilograms.
Nice scrap to the top.
Holy.
Yeah,
Did he
that's a
get
good
it?
battle.
Wow.
3 white lights.
3 white lights. I believe that's a PB for him as well. Congratulations to Alan.
Solid effort.
The energy was ecstatic here. He has a big fan club.
He does. 875 so far for Justin Rogers, pulling 325 here. Looking to finish this day with 885 total. Justin previously hit 857.5. This will be a big total PR for Justin. Very good day.
325 is a big ask.
Yeah, 315 was work.
716.5 pounds. Let him hear it now. Let him hear it. Finish the day.
This will be 9 for 9 for Justin. A little too much. It was an ambitious jump, but he wasn't risking the title. So if he had certain numbers in mind coming in, that's when you have that conversation. Now, talking about having certain numbers coming in, what a segue here. 355. It is all or nothing, really. I mean, he'll walk away with the title, but you know, clinching that ticket to the IPF World Championships was the #1 goal. If he misses, all is not lost, but he's in an alternate pool. The chances get a whole lot slimmer. Sheffield with all those 93s battling for their position. Can he do it?
783 pounds. Get on your feet and scream. Let's go.
Wow, the crowd is a whole lot more intense, I'll tell you that. Nope, not today.
Please give a round of applause for Bryce Lewis.
Not today. Finishes with an 850 kilo total. He looks like he might be in pain, as well as feeling a little dejected having missed that, but he's almost being assisted off the platform. There's something, some kind of cramping going on.
Yeah.
We seen it with the opener that moved well, but he started grabbing muscles and something happened. And when you cut weight sometimes, that can be an issue.
It definitely, coming out of his second, I don't know what happened. He looked like he was gruesoming a little bit, so unfortunate, but good to see him on the platform again.
And as we take a look at the scoreboard here, Deuce Gruden taking the 83 kilo title. Excellent battle with Sean Jin, who pulled for the Carpino one, missed, settling for silver. Bryce Lewis taking the gold in the 93 kilo class, also pulling for that Carpino one total to punch his ticket to IPF Worlds, also missing. And then Justin Rogers taking the 105 kilo title. It was drama, excellent battles all around. Unpredictable endings.
That's right.
Taylor, thank you for joining me in the booth, my
Thank you
friend.
for having me.
We got to do it again, my friend.
Absolutely.
Don't go anywhere. We have an interview coming up. Well, we'll see. We'll be back in a few minutes. Talk to you soon. Six-pack Lapidette. We are here with Deuce Gruden. Deuce, oh my goodness, what a battle. Now, at certain points, it looked like your left shoulder might be a stitch injured. The bench wasn't what you wanted. Was that a factor?
Definitely, yeah. Going through this whole prep leading up to this point, midway through, I was doing a lot of volume. During a stressful period of time during the season, and there was a point where I kind of tweaked it a little bit. And my left shoulder is always the one that gets kind of injured. I got a torn labrum that I'm nursing in that shoulder. I got to take care of it. So it just gave me some problems all the prep leading up to this point. But, yeah, you know what? 435, that third attempt, I thought it was going to be there. It was a rough bench day, but, hey, we all have rough days, you know? So next time, we'll be back.
That's right. And moving into the deadlifts, what was the conversation with you and your team? Obviously, there's layers to this because there's a Carpino win total, there's the title, and then you can win the title, miss the Carpino one, still end up in the alternate pool. All is not lost. You have to see what happens in Sheffield.
Yeah, so I was talking with Jason, and he's like, you know what? We got to win first. If the total is there, we'll take it. But, you know, Sean, he's a really strong dude, and it's not going to be, you know, some meet where we just walk in here and take home the gold, right? We're going to have to fight for this thing. So winning was the main goal coming here, and we put on a great show. I'll say that much.
I tell you what, it was all types of exciting watching it happen, right down to the very last deadlift. I know you're probably going to be watching Sheffield, paying attention what happens there. What are you expecting from Sheffield?
I'm expecting Delaney to just blow it up. He's a strong dude, and I got a lot of respect for that guy. Looking forward to competing with him again one day, but till then, I got to get myself right. You know, just seeing Taylor Atwood over here. You know, is he gonna bump up a weight class eventually? I don't know. So
wouldn't that be a clash of the Titans, my friend?
Yeah.
I was actually pressing him. He's keeping it fairly tight-lipped, but we'll see. So essentially, is the game plan for you moving forward? See what happens in Sheffield. If an IPF World Team spot opens up, if not,
yeah, if the spot opens up, I'll gladly join the squad in Malta and bring a big total with me.
Yeah, I guarantee that, my friend. Listen, congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Excellent battle, my friend. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.